In this moment, as you settle into your breath, allow yourself to arrive fully in the space you inhabit. Okay? Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the subtle rhythm of your pulse, a reminder of the life coursing through you. Let go of the weight of the day, releasing any thoughts that wander through your mind like clouds in the sky. Okay? As you breathe in, imagine drawing in peace and calm. As you breathe out, envision exhaling tension and distraction. With each breath, you come closer to the soft embrace of the present moment. Imagine a bright afternoon. The sun sending playful beams through your kitchen window, casting dappled patterns on the tiles below. The air carries the faint scent of freshly baked bread, lingering like a gentle memory. The cool, smooth surface of your kitchen counter welcomes the touch of your fingers. And you take a moment to pause. As you turn on the faucet, the water leaps, with joy filling the sink. Each droplet dances in the light before merging into a stream of silvery clarity. The sound of rushing water, a soothing symphony of nature's pulse cascades around you, inviting your senses to awaken. As you reach for a dish, warm from the remnants of a shared meal, you feel the comforting weight of the ceramic in your palm. It's a testament to moments savored, laughter shared, and conversations lingered over. Bringing the dish to the sink, you gently place it under the cascade of water. The sound softens, transforming from a roar to a whisper. The delicate patter mimics the gentle rhythm of rain on leaves outside. Each dish before you, each spoon and fork, holds the memory of nourishment, love, and connection. Gratitude sweeps over you like a warm breeze. You realize that this simple act is steeped in the richness of life itself. As you add a few drops of dish soap, the scent of lemon fills the air, sharp, yet comforting. You watch as bubbles begin to form, small orbs of froth, rising and dancing, carrying within them the promise of renewal. With the softness of a sponge, you begin to cleanse, moving in slow, deliberate circles, feeling the texture of the dish beneath your fingers. The warmth of the water embraces your hands, a gentle caress that brushes away the remnants of the past meal. In this space, all that exists is you and the dish before you. The world outside fades away. There are no deadlines or to-do lists, just this moment, this intimate dialogue between your fingertips and the warm, soapy surface. Your breath deepens as you lose yourself in the sensation, the simple act becoming a meditation. Thoughts may wander, swirling like the bubbles. Acknowledge them without judgment, letting them pass through your consciousness like leaves carried downstream by a gentle current. You find that with every dish you wash, you are releasing more than just dirt. You are washing away distractions, worries, and the burden of what lies ahead as your hands move rhythmically. The sponge glides effortlessly over the surface, and the dish transforms under your care. The bubbles burst, sending tiny droplets flying, little prisms of light that scatter and twinkle in the sun. Each cleansing stroke is a reminder of the importance of presence, of being here now. As you gently scrub and rinse, when you pick up a cup, the coolness of its ceramic contrasts with the warmth of the water. Your fingers curl around its handle, grounded in the sturdy reality of this simple object. You notice a small chip on its edge, evidence of a moment shared when laughter brought it to the table with a clatter. You hold it close, honoring its imperfections, much like the moments of your life that remain imperfect yet beautiful. As you continue, you sink into the awareness of your surroundings, the soft hum of a nearby clock, its ticks echoing as deliberate markers of time passing. It's the soft rustle of leaves outside, swaying gently as if in tune with your actions. The scene is alive, wrapped in your own awareness. With every rinse, each gentle tap of the dish against the sink, you establish a connection not just with the items you clean, but with the very essence of the experience itself. Time seems to ebb and flow, no longer a rigid structure, but a fluid space where moments blend seamlessly into one another. You may notice the way the water glistens as it trickles down the sides of each plate. Okay, and how your own worries start to feel just as transient. You realize that nothing is permanent. The dishes will return to the cupboard, the warmth of the sun will shift, and the world will carry on outside your window. But in this moment, you are right here, fully present, as the last dish comes clean and you set it aside to dry. A sense of calm envelops you. The simple completion of this task feels like a soft sigh of contentment, a whisper of gratitude that ripples through your heart. You take a moment to gaze at the dishes, now stacked neatly, the sunlight catching the glimmer of their surfaces. As if to acknowledge your silent ritual of care, you dry your hands on a cloth, feeling the fabric's texture, soft reminder of the present moment. It absorbs the water and heat, much like you take in the experience of this day, retaining the warmth of simplicity, yet letting the residue of the past flow away. In this cycle of washing and drying, you embrace the present, aware that life is a series of such moments. As you step back, surveying the kitchen transformed by your attentiveness, you notice a shift within you. The space feels different, imbued with a sense of serenity, a testament to the beauty of mindful engagement in the mundane. Every simple act can hold the potential for awakening invitation to notice, to cherish, to be grateful. And so, as you stand in the quiet of your kitchen, you carry with you the understanding that every act of care, no matter how small, can ground you in the present. There is beauty in the ordinary, a reminder that each moment holds within it the potential for peace. As you return to the rhythm of your day, hold on to this stillness, knowing that with each breath and each action, you can cultivate a garden of presence within yourself. In the quiet hour when dawn stretches its lazy fingers across the sky, there exists a precious invitation to pause. The world is cradled in tender luminosity, a glowing canvas waiting for your brush. With every breath, allow yourself to settle into this moment. As the gentle sounds of a new day begin to awaken, let your mind soften like the first rays of sunlight diffusing through the shadows. Feel yourself drawn into the beauty of now. There is nowhere to be but here, now. Imagine the soft patter of feet on cool tile, the whispers of morning wrapped around you like a cozy blanket. You're standing in the kitchen, the heart of the home, where the air is scented with the reminiscence of yesterday's meals. The sun is rising, casting golden light through the window, a spotlight illuminating the simple act of dishwashing. You fill the sink with water. The sound of water cascading is rhythmic, almost musical, each drop a reminder of life unfurling. The bubbles form and dance, shimmering like tiny stars against the deepness of the basin. With each moment, the image of yesterday blurs, and here you are. You look at the dishes, remnants of laughter and stories shared as evidence of life lived fully. There is the plate with the faintest smudge of tomato sauce, the glass that once held cool lemonade, and the knife, a tool whose sharpness is softened now by warm, soapy water. Pick up a plate. Feel its weight in your hands, familiar, yet inviting in its simplicity as you immerse it in the water. The warmth envelops your fingers. The soap forms slippery rivers that swirl around. You watch as the bubbles glide, jubilant and carefree. It is an invitation to be like them, to flow effortlessly, to embrace whatever state you find yourself in at this moment. You scrub gently, the soft sponge gliding along the surface, a tender caress of familiarity. The kitchen is now awake, the sounds of the world outside beginning to stir. From a distance, a bird chirps, its song crisp against the gentle hum of the day. You pause, allowing the sound to wash over you, a symphony in the morning quiet. Each note is a reminder of connection, of shared existence. You lean into the moment. There is nowhere else to be. Thoughts flit by like leaves caught in a gentle breeze. Tasks undone, the to-do list awaiting attention. And yet, in this moment, Those thoughts are not burdens, but clouds passing in the vastness of your mind. Acknowledge them, nod as you would to an old friend, and let them drift away. You return to the sensation of water, the steadiness of your breath anchoring you, the ebb and flow of life held in your hands. As you rinse the plate, the water cascades, forming little rivulets that tumble over each other, giggling and dancing. You watch the droplets bead and gather tiny worlds of shimmering clarity, each one a moment of existence before joining the stream and flowing away. Just like the day ahead, fluid and uncertain, yet filled with potential. In the soft glow of the morning light that bathes you, you continue to wash. The subtle scent of lemon soap fills your senses, fresh and inviting, a reminder of renewal. This kitchen, your sacred space, holds stories and laughter, tears and joy. Every moment an echo of life. You pick up a cup, familiar and warm. It has cradled the warmth of your morning coffee, a vessel filled with countless dreams. Ceramic. Surface is cool and smooth against your fingers, and as you wash, you notice the intricate patterns etched into its side. Lines that have witnessed all your thoughts and reflections. You take a deep breath, feeling the air expand in your lungs, nourishing you as surely as the coffee once did. And then, in this serene rhythm, a thought emerges. Each action, each sound, each moment washed away is a gift. In the midst of what could be routine, a revelation surfaces. There is beauty in the mundane. The stillness of your heart, steady against the noise of the world, embraces the ebb and flow of this task. Here in the kitchen, every sudsy flourish, every drip and splash is a connection to the present. You finish rinsing the cup, placing it carefully on the drying rack, its form standing proudly among the others. A soft sigh escapes your lips, and for a moment you stand still, soaking in the essence of this reality. The warmth of the sun now pours in with abundance, and in that golden light you sit, not just in this moment, but within the vast universe that flows around you. Your hands continue to work, a dance with the sponge and dishes, guided by the rhythm of your breath. The chores dissolve, transforming into a moving meditation, the ordinary becoming extraordinary in the act of pure presence. With each scrub, you find calmness. With each rinse, there is release. As the last dish finds its place, you step back to admire the clean surface, glistening like it too has been given a fresh start. In these quiet moments, you reflect not on what lies ahead, but on the beauty of reflecting upon what has just passed. You pause once more, breathing in the scent of the soap mixed with the aromas of a new day. Each inhalation an embrace of possibility. This ordinary ritual of washing dishes is a quiet gift, a reminder that within life's ebb and flow, there is stillness and beauty to be found. In the gentle rising of the sun, in the soft whisper of running water, you have discovered the treasure of presence. As you finish your task, to take a moment to stand in the basking warmth of the morning sun. Let the silence hold you, cradling each thought, each breath in a tender embrace. In this quiet space, know that the ordinary can become extraordinary, that there is peace in presence, and that every moment holds the promise of stillness. Carry this awareness with you as you step beyond the kitchen into the unfolding day, grounded, present, at peace. In this moment, let yourself find a quiet space. Breathe in softly through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. Feel the warmth of your breath, a calming wind brushing against the still waters of your mind. Picture yourself surrounded by a gentle stillness, as if the world has slowed down just for you. Here you are, a tender observer of your own existence, fully allowing yourself to unfold into the present moment. Let the rhythm of your breath anchor you as we enter a story steeped in the simple act of being. It was the kind of morning that draped itself in a soft gray blanket. the sky murmuring with a promise of rain. In the small kitchen, a window overlooked the whispering trees, their leaves trembling slightly in the cool air, an invitation to pause, to listen, to be aware. The kettle began to hum a low, comforting tune, matched by the occasional chirp of a distant robin. As the kettle reached its boiling point, Jane felt herself drawn to the chore that lay before her. The dishes, piled high in the sink, gleamed under the weak morning light, each plate and cup holding the trace of last night's meal in intermingling of laughter and stories now set in ceramic and glaze. Clarity washed over her. Perhaps this could be a gentle meditation, a sanctuary in the everyday, with a mindful step. She approached the sink, the cool towel grounding her feet, and a sea of dishes awaited her touch. She turned on the warm water, watching it cascade down in a gentle waterfall, steam rising like a soft breath into the cooler air of the kitchen. The first dish, a stubborn bowl, slipped into her soapy hands, a soft cloud of bubbles beginning to erupt around it. She felt the warmth of the water envelope her fingers, its buoyancy inviting her senses to awaken. As she scrubbed, the faint sound of porcelain against porcelain echoed softly, the rhythm of the task settling into a quietness at meditation composed of tasks that danced lightly at her fingertips with every pass of the sponge. Jane noticed the scents around her, a hint of lavender from the dish soap blended with the earthy aroma of her freshly brewed tea. Her mind, typically a whirlpool of thoughts, began to soften. She witnessed the way her breath came and went, a gentle tide, harmonizing with the sound of the water. Occasionally, Jane would pause, letting the soapy water dribble away, gazing out of the window where the first drops of rain began to fall. Each drop was distinct, plopping softly against the earth, creating a symphony filled with clarity and resonance. She imagined each droplet carrying its own story, a moment unfolding, dissolving into the fabric of the world. As she moved through the routine, her mind wandered at times, pulling her into reflections about the day ahead. Yet, she gently coaxed her focus back to the glistening dish in her hands, the feelings of the sponge, the warmth of the water. The swirling bubbles all became anchors, guiding her runaway thoughts back home. The clattering of dishes gently resonated within her as she continued. And there was a moment where time seemed to elongate, each moment stretching into a stillness filled with grace. She released herself to the rhythm, allowing the mundane to become sacred. Every once in a while, Jane would glance out the window, watching the world transform under the rain's touch, the way the leaves drank in the water, gleaming, revitalized, as if acknowledging their sharing of life. Birds flitted about, seeking shelter, dare calls mixing with the tapped pap of droplets upon the roof. And then, as she rinsed the last cracked mug with memories etched into its surface, she noticed something. It was an insight, rising like a flower from the soil. The understanding that life, like her dishwashing, was an accumulation of moments. None were too grand to embrace, each deserving of presence and awareness. Here she was, committed to a simple act, and yet, in that act, she discovered the threads that wove beauty into the fabric of everyday life. The universe spiraled beautifully in the ordinary, reality's tender lessons revealing themselves in the most unassuming acts. As she placed the last dish upon the drying rack, each heartbeat a reminder that the present moment held infinite possibilities, she felt a quiet joy. She stood back, watching as droplets formed and ran down the glass, merging into one another. A symphony of connection played before her lips, a smile blooming within as she took a deep breath, savoring the lingering trace of soap and water, the echo of life flowing all around her. In this gentle stillness, Jane found herself. The ordinary became extraordinary as she allowed the world to unfold before her with each dish she washed. In these moments of simple mindfulness, she learned to reside in between the raindrops. Time, in its relentless pursuit could be soft here, softened by the grace of awareness. And now, as the rain began to dance with brighter rhythms, she realized that every moment, no matter how small, holds the majesty of being alive. It is within this awareness that one can embrace the harmony of the everyday. It's an invitation for us all to awaken to each precious moment. In this moment, as you settle into a quiet space, take a slow, deep breath. Inhale deeply, feeling the air filling your lungs, and exhale gently, allowing any thoughts or distractions to drift away like leaves carried on a current. Allow your senses to awaken to this present moment. Hear the soft murmur of your surroundings. Feel the weight of your body supported by the ground. And notice the ebb and flow of your breath. As we journey into this story, invite yourself to embrace each sensation, each thought with kindness, as if they were fleeting clouds in a vast sky. On a rainy afternoon, the kitchen became a sanctuary of warmth and gentle light. Outside, the world transformed into a watercolor painting, the raindrops running down the window like delicate brushstrokes. Inside, the comforting scent of freshly brewed tea mingled with the lingering aroma of a warm meal. The soft hum of the refrigerator provided a soothing backdrop, and the kitchen, with its wooden counters and dishes delicately resting in the sink, invited presence. In this serene space, a figure stood by the sink, preparing to wash the dishes. The gentle motion of unrolling the sleeves of a worn cotton shirt created a soothing rhythm, as if the very fabric knew the importance of slowing down. With each unhurried gesture, warmth slowly enveloped the heart, tender reminder of the everyday miracles that often go unnoticed. The water flowed from the tap, crystal clear and inviting. It filled the sink in soft glimmers, creating a chorus of babbles and splashes that danced in harmony with the rain outside. As the bubbles swelled and floated, there was a delicate lightness, a sense of freedom in their movement, with a mindfulness that felt like a ritual. Hands entered the water. The coolness enveloped fingertips, each drop an invitation to simply be. The first dish, a plate adorned with the remnants of a cherished meal, met the hands in silence. The sensation of the smooth, cool ceramic seemed to pulse with the memory of laughter shared around the table. As the sponge glided across the surface, it woke up the echoes of that joy, releasing the past into the present where it could breathe once more. Birdsong drifted through the open window, mingling with the gentle drumming of the rain. Each note wove into the fabric of the moment, a reminder of all that lived outside of vibrant life, of resilience, of simple joy. The mind, often busy with to-do lists and the weight of tomorrow, softened against the sound, finding refuge in the symphony of now. With each dish, a small meditation unfolded. The clink of ceramic against ceramic sang a song of gratitude to the hands that had nourished, the cooking heart that had created sustenance. The warmth of the water was a balm, embracing tired fingers as they danced among the bubbles. Thoughts flickered like shadows, but they were acknowledged and allowed to drift away, cast aside like the suds swirling down the drain. Each plate, each fork, became a world of its own, a universe of sensations waiting to be explored. Patterns danced before the eyes in the rise and fall of foam, the vibrant hues of leftover sauces, the glimmer of sunlight piercing the clouds to illuminate the scene. Did the dish, once cluttered and forgotten, not also have something to say, to share its story of nourishment, connection, and love? And perhaps the heart too, in its own unfolding narrative, recognized the lessons hidden in these mundane moments. The dishwater became a mirror reflecting back the simplicity of breathing, the ease of existence, the idea that life did not always need to be grand to be beautiful. Mindfulness lingered in the air, a slow smile creasing the face of the person at the sink. Here, in this small act, there was a sense of accomplishment, of harmony. The rhythmic splash and the gentle tug of the sponge against dishes created a soft cadence, much like the beat of a heart finding its way home. As the warm, soapy water drained away, it took with it any lingering tension, swirling down the pipes as if returning to the earth from which it came. The feeling of lightness remained, a fluttering joy that danced unabashedly in the chest with the last dish. A sense of completion washed over the figure, energizing yet soothing. Turning off the tap, the silence that followed felt rich, infused with the echoes of what had just passed, a whisper of connection now woven into the fabric of the ordinary. The towels hung nearby, waiting patiently for their turn. As they were gently reached for, the soft fibers embraced the skin, a tactile reminder of warmth and comfort. The ritual of drying became a continuation of the meditation, tracing patterns in the air like an artist upon canvas, savoring the sense of grounding and completion, the satisfaction of simple tasks performed fully. Gazing out of the window, the rain began to ease, each droplet shimmering in the dim light. The garden beyond shone with renewed life, resilient and bright. The color in vibrancy outside echoed the warmth cultivated within. The act of washing dishes had transformed from necessity into a gentle dance with the present moment, a practice of mindfulness that liberates even the busiest of minds to find peace and clarity. And so, as the sun began to peek through the clouds, illuminating the kitchen with golden light, the real beauty lay not in the sparkling dishes or the tidiness of the space, but in the simple act of being present, being aware, being alive in the small things that connect us to the world and to ourselves. In that quiet moment, there was a profound realization: the present is the only gift we ever truly have, and in embracing it fully, we find our way home. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath, inhaling the cool, crisp air that surrounds you. Let your shoulders drop gently as you exhale, releasing any tension that may be held there. Notice the rhythm of your breath, a natural ebb and flow, nurturing you like the gentle waves of a quiet sea. As thoughts drift in and out like clouds across a vast sky, allow them to pass without attachment, a simple acknowledgement of their presence. Here you are, in this very moment, cradled by the stillness of the morning, ready to explore the beauty of the everyday and the soft embrace of dawn. When the world is wrapped in a tender hush, a solitary figure finds herself in the kitchen, armed with a sponge and a half-full basin of warm, soapy water. She gently awakens to the day. The first soft rays of sunlight stream through the window, casting golden ribbons across the tiled floor, illuminating each corner with a quiet glow. She pauses for a moment, feeling the coolness of the tiles beneath her feet, the water's steam curling into the air, wrapping around her like an embrace. With each careful step to the sink, she allows her senses to awaken fully. The sound of water filling the basin is a lullaby, rhythmic and soothing, guiding her into presence. She lets go of yesterday's worries, surrendering instead to the here and now. As she begins to wash the dishes, the sponge glides over the smooth surface of a plate, leaving behind a trail of bubbles, glistening like tiny stars. She watches, entranced, as each bubble pops with a gentle hiss, a reminder of impermanence. The dishes jostle softly in the warm water, a casual dance of ceramic and glass. With every stroke of the sponge, the plates transform from remnants of yesterday's meal to sparkling vessels, ready to hold new experiences. Her hands work with a fluid grace, the water warm and inviting. She notices the softness of the sponge yielding under her touch, and she invites her awareness to rest on the sensations, the warmth of the water, the faint scent of lemon soap mingling with the earthy aroma of early morning. Each plate becomes a vessel, not only of meals, but of mindfulness, inviting her to be fully present. As her hands continue their gentle choreography, She becomes aware of the clattering sound of utensils. Their metallic chime, producing a harmonious symphony, fills the kitchen, punctuating the stillness like small notes in a larger melody, reverberating through the air. All the while, the sunlight dances upon the surfaces, creating patterns of light and shadow that shift and change, evoking the transient nature of life itself. Thoughts drift into her awareness, a list of errands, a conversation left unresolved, memories from last week. Instead of pushing them away, she acknowledges them like leaves on a stream, letting them float by while she remains engaged in the task at hand. Each thought is passing, momentary, allowing her to return softly to the sensation of water swirling, the sponge gliding, the warmth enveloping her hands. She pauses, looking out of the window, watching as the world begins to awaken. A bird flits by, singing a sweet song, its melody weaving through the air, light and airy, like the very bubbles in the soap. In that brief moment, the kitchen feels expansive, and she understands the interconnectedness of all things, the dish in her hand, the bird outside, the sun casting its gentle glow. With renewed focus, she resumes washing, delighting in the tactile dance of her hands and the water. She lets her heart expand in the joy of this simple moment, where doing and being blend seamlessly into one. The dish now gleams under her fingers, radiant and transformed, testament to presence and care. Each dish reflects her commitment to this quiet morning ritual, an act of love and appreciation for both the objects she cleans and for herself. As she sets each one aside, she notices the satisfaction that blooms deep within her. It is a soft warmth, like the sunlight filtering through the window, a whisper of joy that resonates within her. The rhythmic motion of her hands continues, flowing seamlessly as the cool water runs over her fingers and the warmth of the kitchen embraces her. She smiles to herself, knowing that within this simple act lies a profound truth. Life is not found in grand gestures, but in the tender moments of awareness and connection. Time is hardly linear here. It expands and contracts like the soft tide, each second rich and full, reminding her that every day the world offers these small opportunities to connect with life's essence. The dishes become not merely utilitarian objects, but vessels of gratitude that remind her of all that she holds dear as she moves through the kitchen. The light shifts and changes, and she feels it wash over her, illuminating not just her surroundings, but her heart as well. The quiet symphony of the morning seems to echo all around her, water splashing, birds singing, the wind gently rustling the leaves outside. Sound becomes part of the same song, a reminder that she is part of something larger, more beautiful than she can comprehend. Finishing with the final plate, she sets it aside to dry, looking around the kitchen, now glistening and alive with the glow of the morning. It is a small space, yet it feels expansive, rich with possibility and reminder. This is her sanctuary, her haven of the present moment. She takes a deep breath, the air rich with the sense of soap and sunlight, allowing that peace to settle deep within her bones. The world outside stirs, but within this kitchen, she finds a stillness that comes from mindful presence, the art of paying attention, of breathing, of being. As she stands in this sanctuary, feeling the warmth of the sunlight on her skin and the gentle whisper of the morning around her, she recognizes that within these daily rituals lies the essence of life itself, profound beauty in the mundane, a connection to the present moment. With a heart full of gratitude and a quiet mind, she realizes that to be fully present is to embrace the fullness of becoming. To find peace in the simplicity of washing dishes is a testament to the quiet symphony that plays within and around us, waiting to be heard. In this moment, settle deeply into your seat. Allow your breath to flow gently, like a soft breeze brushing past the leaves of a wise old tree. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the coolness of the air as you inhale, the warmth as you release it back into the world. Okay. With each breath, invite yourself to be here now, to listen to the subtle music of existence unfolding in this very minute. All is well as you embark on a journey through an ordinary day where the extraordinary dwells within the simplicity of being dead. It is a quiet morning, and the kitchen is still cradled in the lingering embrace of night. The sun has not yet peaked over the horizon, but the promise of light is whispered among the shadows. Maria stands before the sink, warm water pouring slowly, filling the basin with a gentle, rhythmic sound like a distant waterfall. The warmth of the steam rises to meet her face, embracing her in a cocoon of tranquility as she awakens to the day's first task. She lifts a plate, its surface glistening with remnants of last night's dinner, the memories of laughter and shared stories still echoing softly in her heart. The plate is cool to her touch, and as she dips it into the warm water, new sensation envelopes her fingertips, contrasting with the evening's memories. The soap bubbles dance like tiny orbs of joy, reflecting the early sun that will soon grace the world outside. Each bubble is a fleeting moment, alive for just a heartbeat before it pops and vanishes. A gentle reminder of the impermanence that weaves through all life as she reaches for a sponge. The texture is familiar, soft, and porous, absorbing the warmth of the water as it glides across the surface of the plate. Maria takes her time, breathing deeply, allowing each movement to flow like a stream, each stroke purposeful yet unhurried. She notices the sound of the water splashing. The soft patter is a whispering encouragement, urging her to remain rooted in the present. Her thoughts wander, drifting like autumn leaves in a gentle breeze. She reflects on the tasks ahead, the day that unfolds beyond the windows, filled with responsibilities and perhaps some uncertainty. Yet in this moment, as she scrubs the plate, there exists only the rhythms of her action, the fragrance of soap mingling with the air, and the sound of water, cascading an orchestra of the mundane playing a symphony of presence. A light tickle brushes against her wrist as the bubbles float gently away, capturing her attention. She pauses, watching as they drift toward the edge of the sink, and she feels a soft smile forming on her lips. The bubbles rise and fall, each one a tiny universe of delight, reflecting the bright morning light that gradually fills the room. She senses the warmth of sunlight breaking through the window, illuminating dust particles that sway gracefully in the air, swirling as they dance in the warmth. Her mind, often cluttered with worries, begins to settle as she immerses herself in this small moment of being. She notices the subtle aching in her back, a reminder of her reflections on the greater canvas of life. Here, at the sink, the ache transforms into a gentle pull, a grounding reminder of her body's presence and the importance of self-care within the whirlwind of her heart and mind. Each plate she washes is a stepping stone in this quiet ritual, connecting her to the present moment. The water turns cooler, and the sponge feels heavier, soaked with the remnants of her activity. Time seems to blur. There is no past or future, only now, made tangible through these plates that transform from dirty to clean with the sacredness of water, soap, and intention. She moves to a glass, its surface smooth and reflective. As she washes it, she catches a glimpse of herself in the glass's faint sheen. Here stands Maria, no roles, no labels, just a woman in her own kitchen, alive in this moment, curious and real. She can hear the faint melody of birds chirping outside, harmonizing with the gentle hum of the world awakening as she moves through her task. She allows herself to notice the sensations filling her body, the warmth of the water cradling her, hence the sound of her breath, the taste of anticipation mingling with gratitude for each simple blessing. Her eyes soften with understanding. Here lies the beauty of connection between the past echoed in these dishes and the future unfurling ahead of her. There is a sense of completion that arises with each item set aside, each echo of her life being transformed in this small act of love and care. As she rinses the last of the suds away, a small flood of clarity washes over her. She thinks about her beloved family, those who sat at the table, the ones to whom she has poured her heart out time and time again. In that moment, she realizes the dishes are not merely inanimate objects. They are vessels of connection, each one holding stories, laughter, care, the bonds that weave their lives together. With gratitude, she places the knuckling dish on the drying rack, a silent acknowledgement of the cycle of care that envelops her. Home. The kitchen is tranquil, and the sunlight spills in, painting everything with warmth. She catches her breath, feeling the subtle tension release from her shoulders. The ordinary and extraordinary meld into one, and all that exists is this life unfolding like petals of a flower in the soft embrace of morning. The rhythm of her heart begins to sync gently with the ebb and flow of the day, the inevitability of its unfolding. As Maria finishes her task, there is an unspoken promise that resides within her, promise of presence, of being alive in each moment, however fleeting. Maria steps back for a moment, taking in the stillness of the kitchen, the glistening dishes, the warmth of the light that seems to cradle her with care and comfort. In the quiet that follows, she understands that life's beauty lies not just in the grand gestures, but also in the quiet repetitions of everyday moments. Each breath, each action, is a reminder of the mosaic of life, a mosaic crafted from 1,000 ordinary moments, each one holding the possibility of connection and presence. And as she walks away, she carries with her the gentle grace of mindfulness, ready to embrace whatever the day may bring with a heart wide open and anchored in the here and now. As dawn breaks softly over the horizon, the world gently stirs from its slumber, inviting us to witness the unfolding day. Take a moment to settle into your breath, allowing the air to fill your lungs, and with each exhale, let go of any lingering thoughts. Feel the ground beneath you, steadfast and sure, a reminder of the present moment, which is all we truly have. In this sacred space, we begin our journey into the simple yet profound act of being, where stillness meets the rhythm of life in a sunlit kitchen. A woman stands before a sink full of dishes, the remnants of yesterday's meals clinging stubbornly to porcelain and silverware. No grand adventure lies ahead, just a quiet task in the early hours. As she rolls her sleeves up, she feels the cool rush of water flow from the faucet, a gentle stream that dances over her fingertips, waking her senses. Each plate, a story. Each glass, a moment captured. She approaches the task with curiosity, a tender mindfulness wrapping around her like a warm blanket. With the first dish, a bowl, she cradles it in her palms. The cool ceramic sends a shiver up her arms, and she notices the play of light against its surface, a radiant reflection of the morning sun. She lets the water cascade over it and notices how the bubbles form and pop, each one a little world of its own, fleeting and beautiful. Dishwashing, she reflects silently, is an act of love. She can feel the warmth of the sunlight spilling through the window, its golden hue illuminating the tiny kitchen, transforming it into a sacred space of stillness and intention. The light patterns dance on the countertop, swaying gently with the breeze from the open window. As she moves to the next dish, a fork, she focuses on its contours. The delicate prongs glint under the sun's embrace, and she finds herself pausing, captivated by the finely crafted metal. How many meals has this fork seen? What conversations were shared across the table as it clinked against plates? She imagines the laughter, the warmth of shared stories, and for a moment, it feels as if time slows, allowing her to sink deeper into her memories. The water turns warm beneath her hands, enveloping them in a soothing embrace. She inhales the faint scent of soap, a comforting blend of sweet and fresh that fills the air, mingling with the crispness of dawn. It brings her back to the present, to the rhythm of the moment, each scrub, each rinse, each gentle motion, and act of embracing her life as it unfolds. Her mind wanders briefly, as minds often do, flitting like a butterfly from the flowers of thought. What is the day ahead? The errands, the meetings, the expectations. She acknowledges these thoughts with gentle compassion, like watching clouds drift across a clear blue sky. She allows them to pass, returning her focus to the here and now. Feeling the reassuring weight of the sponge in her hand as she watches the suds gathering like snow on the surface of the plate. She becomes aware of the softness in her heart, a wellspring of gratitude for this very moment. She realizes how often she rushes through life, her focus on what lies ahead, forgetting the beauty ripe in the present. What a gift this is, she whispers softly to herself, to wash the dishes, to be here now. The rhythmic sound of running water becomes a melody, a lullaby for a restless mind. She listens carefully, absorbing the gentle splashes as the dishes come alive in the warmth of her hands. With each movement, she feels the connection between her and the water, the dishes, the sunlight seeping through the windows, and yes, even to herself. There is comfort in this simplicity, a reminder that being present is, perhaps, the most profound gift of all. Another fork slides from her grasp into the warm water. The sound of touch against touch, bringing her further into this moment. She notices her breath deepening, a natural flow echoing the rhythms of the water. She embraces the sensation of movement, of action, of engagement with the world and all its small imperfections. Each dish, every stubborn grease stain, every fleck of food is a chapter in a larger story of her life. There's a certain majesty in the mundane, she realizes. With each dish that glides over the surface of the soapy water, each imperfection, a testament to her humanness, she is reminded that it is in these acts of care that love is nurtured. She leans into it, allowing the warmth of the sun to spread across her back, a reminder of the energy surrounding her, and she finds herself smiling. Soon, a lingering silence descends, punctuated only by the serene sound of running water. She pauses, looking around the kitchen, transformed by the gentle light and the little acts of care she has poured into her morning. The dishes, now sparkling clean and stacked neatly on the drying rack, seem to reflect a newfound clarity in her heart. Created this moment, each intentional action weaving her deeper into life itself. As she stands there, she feels a shift. The weight of anticipation for the day ahead feels lighter somehow, as if the act of washing the dishes has released something within her. The to-do lists and responsibilities will still exist, but they will no longer place their heavy footprints on her heart. Instead, she chooses to honor each task as it arrives, allowing life to flow as freely as the water does from the faucet. With a final splash of water, she rinses off the last of the bubbles from her hands, reveling in the sensation as the cool liquid cascades over her wrists, washing away not just soap, but the remnants of preoccupation and worry. She feels a breath of relief, as if a weight has been lifted, a gentle reminder that all can be well, that there is beauty in the act of just doing that. She turns off the tap and wipes her hands on a soft towel. A sense of peace settles around her, a comforting silence wrapping itself around her heart. This simple act of washing the dishes has become a meditation, a reminder of the beauty of presence, of being, of fully embracing every moment as it arrives. And so she stands amidst the warm light of the kitchen, feeling the pulse of life within and around her, knowing that wherever the day may take her, she can always find her way back to this quiet rhythm of stillness, back to the water, back to the warmth, back to herself. In the soft embrace of this moment, allow yourself to come to rest. Let the gentle rhythm of your breath guide you as each inhale fills you with a sense of now, and each exhale releases the doubts and distractions of the day. Picture a warm sunlight weaving through the leaves of a tree, casting dappled shadows on the ground, a gentle reminder that life is unfolding just as it should. As you settle in, consider the beauty in the mundane, in the quiet dance of our daily existence. And with that thought, let us wander together into a story on a gentle afternoon, when the sun hangs low in a sky brushed with shades of gold. A woman named Clara finds herself faced with a simple yet profound task. Washing the dishes. The clatter of the plates and utensils fills the air like an orchestra warming up, each sound a word in the language of home. She rolls up her sleeves, the fabric cool against her skin, and fills the sink with warm water, bubbles frothing to the surface, like tiny clouds eager to float away as the water spills over the rim. Clara pauses and watches how the light catches the soap bubbles, creating a shimmer of colors, a miniature rainbow swirling in the basin. She leans closer, breathing in the fresh, clean scent, the fragrance mingling with a hint of lemon from her dish soap. In this moment, Clara feels grounded, a silent promise that she is here not lost in the chaos of thoughts, but fully immersed in the experience at hand. She picks up a plate, feeling its cool, smooth surface against her fingertips. The first splash of water glides over the ceramic, a soft sound like a whisper in the quiet of her home. As she begins to scrub, she notices the rhythm of her hands, the simple back and forth motion. Stroke becomes a meditation, the tension in her shoulders loosening, the cares of the world drifting away like leaves carried by a breeze. In this space, the outside world fades. The distant hum of traffic becomes a lullaby, the chirping of birds outside her window, a gentle reminder of life moving beyond the walls. She shifts her attention to each sensation, the warmth of the water, the frothy texture of the soap, the growing pile of shining dishes beside her. Each plate washed is an act of care, each glass rinsed a moment of clarity. Thoughts begin to surface, like bubbles rising in the sink, but instead of clinging to them, Clara lets them float away. Perhaps there's a worry about her job, perhaps a lingering concern for a loved one. Today, she holds these thoughts lightly, acknowledging them without judgment. They are simply visitors passing through, not permanent residents. With each dish she scrubs, she finds her focus deepening. She begins to notice the subtle nuances, the way the sponge glides over the surface of the plate, the sound of the water cascading away from the basin, each note a soothing balm for her mind. In this rhythmic flow of washing, a quiet realization blossoms. Each moment is an opportunity to return home, a reminder that presence is a gift. The sunlight pours through the window, bathing her in warmth, illuminating the steam rising from the hot water. Clara watches the vapor dance like a wisp of thought, then disappear into the air. She feels an ache in her muscles, but it is a good ache, a sign of being alive and engaged. With each movement, she becomes more aware of herself, a gentle unfolding as the warmth of the water envelops her, cradling her in softness. As she rinses the last dish, a simple moment takes on weighty importance. The feeling of water running over her hands becomes a thread connecting her to the vastness of the universe, and endless cycle of care and connection. She smiles at the abundance surrounding her, the house filled with memories, the comfort of a quiet afternoon, the richness of her own heartbeats, steady and rhythmic like the flow of water. Finished with her task, Clara stands a moment longer at the sink, letting the peace wash over her. She gazes at the gleaming dishes stacked neatly in the drying rack, the mundane transformed by her presence, each dish reflecting the light and, in its own way, the quiet radiance of her inner world. Just then, a soft sound rises from the corner of the room, a child's laughter trickling in like a melody. Clara turns to find her daughter, Lily, watching her with wide, curious eyes. "What are you doing, Mommy?" she asks, bouncing on her small feet, a bloom of joy in the threshold. Her energy as bright as the sun streaming through the window. "I'm washing the dishes, my love," Clara answers, her voice soft, inviting. "Can I help?" Lily's eyes shimmer with excitement, the delight of being included, like a spark igniting a fire. "Of course," Clara replies, kneeling down to be at eye level. In this exchange, a new chapter unfolds, one that invites them both into the rhythm of the everyday dance where mundane tasks turn into moments of connection, where life is woven together with laughter and love. Together, they turn back to the sink. Clara hands Lily a small sponge, and they begin, side by side, creating a harmony so sweet that it transcends the simple act of washing dishes. The water splashes, the laughter mingles with the rhythm of their movements, and Clara feels the warmth of joy in her heart with every plate they clean, with every laugh shared. Clara realizes that presence is not merely a solitary act. It is a shared experience, one that ripples through time and space, binding them together in their shared task, growing deeper roots of connection with each passing moment. The mundane is alive with possibility. As Clara finishes rinsing the last dish, she looks at her daughter, their hands intertwined in sudsy water, a moment etched into the fabric of their lives. There is a profound stillness in her heart, a recognition that each moment, be it washing dishes, sharing laughter, or simply breathing, holds the power to connect, to nurture, and to transform. And in this unfolding, Clara knows that being present, even in the simplest experiences, is where true richness lies. Each breath, every sound, every whisper of water an invitation to embrace the beauty of simply being. As you settle into this moment, take a deep, gentle breath. Allow your body to soften, letting go of tension, piece by piece, like leaves falling from a well-worn tree. The air around you carries a subtle, comforting energy, inviting you to be here, just as you are. Notice the gentle rhythm of your breath, in and out, like waves meeting the shore. With each exhale, feel the weight of the world lift ever so slightly, and open yourself to the richness of the present, where every sound, every sensation matters, and every heartbeat is a reminder of the life pulsing through you. In the quiet of the late afternoon, sunlight poured through the kitchen window, casting golden patches on the tile floor. The air was thick with the sweet scent of cinnamon from last night's baking, mingling with the faint aroma of coffee from the cup resting on the counter, still steaming and inviting. The dishes waited patiently in the sink, a gentle reminder of a meal shared, laughter exchanged, love served, with an inviting sigh. Sarah stepped into this sanctuary of daily life, the warmth of the sun cradling her as she approached the cheerful mound of plates and utensils, remnants of nourishment and connection. The bowl, once filled with vibrant vegetables, now lay with its edges rounded and smooth. The rinse of water, a whisper of gratitude for the sustenance it had provided. She rolled up her sleeves, the fabric soft against her skin, and turned on the faucet. The water's cascading sound filling the space with a soothing melody. As the water splashed into the sink, Sarah paused for a moment, drawn into its glistening dance. Each droplet sparkled like tiny stars, and she leaned closer, feeling the coolness wash over her fingertips. The rhythmic patter of water against porcelain became a lullaby for her restless thoughts, beckoning her to slow down, to be right here, right now. With intention, she picked up a plate, the surface warm, still holding the echo of the meal shared with friends. She turned it in her hands, feeling the smoothness under her palms, each curve and contour telling a story of good company and laughter. As she dipped the plate into the water, she was enveloped by the sensation of warmth surrounding her hands, and she could feel the gentle pressure of the sponge gliding against the surface, creating a tapestry of bubbles that danced and shimmered, like soft clouds. Let go of what was. A thought floated through her mind, but she chose not to chase it, letting it drift away like a feather on the wind. Instead, she sank deeper into the present moment, noticing the way the water kissed her skin, urging her to savor each second. The sound shifted, a gentle rushing as rinse met rinse, creating waves of feeling that resonated in her chest, grounding her in a way she hadn't realized she craved. As she moved through her task, the world outside faded to a gentle hum. The whir of distant cars mingled with the laughter of children playing in a yard somewhere down the street, their voices high and joyful reminders of the life bubbling vibrantly around her. The sun shifted slightly, casting an amber glow that flickered on the wall, pulling her attention back to the water swirling around her hands. Here it is, she whispered to herself, her heart swelling as she immersed herself in this simple act. Each dish cared for, each rinse a tender embrace, each moment a fleeting treasure. The more she focused, the more the mundane transformed into a sacred ritual, each plate a universe of its own. Circling back to the connection it represented, a small fork slid from her grasp and clinked against the sink. And for a moment, a jolt of frustration threatened to surface. But instead of indulging in that impulse, she instead felt the cooling touch of the metal resting against her palm. She took a breath, mindful of the sensations peppering her thoughts, and allowed the moment to be just the unfiltered experience of what it meant to be alive and present, whether perfect or not. With a gentle shake of her head, she set the fork back in the water and continued her rhythm, letting the warmth of the moment wrap around her like a worn blanket. She imagined each plate and cup as vessels carrying love's small symbols of togetherness, community, and care reminders that these simple actions stitched the fabric of her life, helping her weave a tapestry that held countless memories and small joys. As she rinsed the last of the plates, she paused again, allowing the water to trickle from her fingers like time itself, each droplet a precious gift. She turned off the tap, the sudden silence amplifying the quiet, peaceful hum of her environment. She stepped back, eyes catching the array of glistening dishes now invitingly arranged on the drying rack, and a soft smile curled her lips. In this moment, she realized the power of presence, the sweetness contained in even the most ordinary tasks. Leaving behind the pull of future worries and the tug of past regrets, she breathed in deeply, feeling the fullness of her heart settle into a serene rhythm in the distance. The sound of the wind rustled through the trees outside, a gentle reminder that life continues to unfold, each breath a step towards deeper awareness. And each day offering the potential for fresh beginnings, no matter how small. Here, in this kitchen, surrounded by the echoes of laughter and the warmth of light, she felt herself anchored, connected to the simplicity that life endlessly offered. And as you, too, return to this moment, let the memory of the water's whisper stay with you. Remember that within the everyday gestures, simplicity holds profound beauty, a path to presence, where stillness breathes and the ordinary transforms into the sacred. Breathe in, breathe out, and carry this quiet awareness with you, nurturing the connections of your life one moment at a time. In this moment, let us pause, breathe, and arrive. Feel the air as it softly enters your lungs, cool and refreshing, and then, just as gently, flows out into the world. Let the weight of the day sink softly into the ground beneath you, like a feather floating down to rest. There is nowhere to be but here, nowhere to go but inward. Embrace the space around you, the gentle symphony of everyday life, an orchestra of sounds that weaves the tapestry of now. As the story unfolds, allow yourself to drift into the gentle waves of presence, observing each moment with a quiet heart and an open mind. In a small kitchen, where sunlight spilled through the window like molten gold. A woman named Ilara stood at the sink. The small room, though humble, was filled with the lingering aroma of rosemary and garlic, remnants of last night's dinner. Today, the rhythm of her life was slow, a brief interlude between the obligations that called her name. Ilara filled the basin with warm water, watching as the steam curled and danced before her like an ethereal wisp. She reached for the first dish, a faded blue plate, its edges chipped and worn. She felt its smooth surface against her fingers, the weight of it comforting in her palm. As she immersed it in the warm water, the sound of water splashing was both a song and a sigh. Each drop was a reminder of the playful play of life, and she allowed herself to be lulled into this simple act of care. With a sponge in hand, she began to gently scrub the plate, the rhythmic motion offering a sense of connection, not just to the plate, but to the process of cleaning, of nurturing. The soft, circular strokes became a meditation, each sweep a way of expressing gratitude for the meals shared, the laughter that had echoed through these walls. The scent of soap mingled with the remnants of her dinner, filling the air with a light, fresh aroma that invited her to breathe a little deeper as she worked. Her thoughts began to drift like clouds across a summer sky. A list of tasks fluttered through her mind-work emails, grocery lists, the laundry that awaited her. With each thought, she gently acknowledged its presence without judgment, letting it float away like a leaf on the water. In this moment, she chose to be fully present, to honor the simple act of washing the dishes as sacred. The sound of the water flowing, the rhythm of the sponge against the plate became her mantra. She melted into the experience, feeling the warmth of the water wrap around her hands, almost as if it were a soft embrace. She noticed how each rise and fall of her breath matched the motion and inhale accompanying the upward stroke, a slow exhale with the downward motion. As she continued, she recognized a subtle shift within her, a flicker of calm igniting in the back of her mind. Next, she reached for a fork, its cool metal catching the light. She held it up, examining the tiny bits of the past clinging to its prongs, remnants of shared meals and moments. With each stroke of soap and water, it transformed from a harbinger of chaos to a symbol of renewal. She allowed a smile to bloom on her lips, reveling in the playfulness of transforming even the smallest task into an act of love and care. Ilara took a moment to stand still, eyes closed, and felt the cool breeze wafting through the open window, brushing against her cheeks like a whisper. Outside, the world continued its dance. She could hear a child's laughter mingling with the chirping of birds and the distant rumble of voices. Each sound invited her to be fully here, a gentle reminder that life was unfolding around her, even as she engaged in this quiet moment. Returning to her task, she picked up a stubborn pot, its surface clouded with the evidence of culinary experiments. She felt gratitude wash over her, not just for the pot, but for the creativity that had led her to create these meals, the shared moments made richer through the flavors she had crafted. As she scrubbed away the remnants, she imagined their heat, the colors pooling on their plates, the smiles that had graced their tabula dance of nourishments shared. With each dish, she observed her own thoughts, concern for the mess, the ticking clock reminding her of responsibilities, and yet she gently redirected her focus, returning to the warmth of the water and the simple beauty of her task. Every bubble that rose and burst mirrored the thoughts that emerged and faded away. Just bubbles, nothing to hold on to, nothing to worry about. The last dish was finished, and Ilara began to rinse them under the cool stream of the faucet. She could feel the residual warmth of the water against her skin, a soft reminder of the work completed. As she set the clean dishes aside, she noticed the gentle glisten of them drying in the sunlight, each one standing as a testament to this moment of serenity. Standing at the sink, looking around her kitchen, she felt a wave of tranquility wash over her, filling the spaces around her with warmth. Her heart echoed with a soft understanding. In each task lies a chance for mindfulness, a practice of honoring the everyday. She had set aside the chaos, if only for this moment, finding clarity in the act of being present. As Elora put away the last dish, she took a deep breath, aware of the silence wrapping around her like a gentle shroud. This was her life, not merely a series of tasks to get through, but a beautiful mosaic of moments each, one just as sacred as the last. The stillness between the waves of her day became a source of peace, where everything slowed to reveal the hidden treasures of being fully alive. In this space, she felt grounded, content, ready to engage with the world once more, knowing that the rhythm of presence was always just a breath away. Imagine yourself in a quiet room where time gently unfolds like the petals of a blooming flower. The air is soft with the scent of fresh earth, and outside, the rain begins to tap its gentle rhythm on the window pane. As you settle into this moment, be here now. Breathe in slowly, feeling the air fill your lungs, and breathe out, releasing the tension of the world. Let your thoughts drift by like clouds in a vast sky, noticing them without judgment. In this space, all is welcome. Allow yourself to be held by the present as we step softly into the story of a rainy afternoon on a day draped in gray. Sam stood near the window, mesmerized by the delicate dance of raindrops sliding down the glass. The world outside was an ever-shifting landscape where colors deepened with each drop. Green trees glistened with jewels of water, and the pavement shimmered like a polished stone. With a soft sigh, he turned away from the window and decided to tend to the small, simple task awaiting him, washing the dishes in the kitchen. The rhythm of the world outside faded into a gentle murmur, subdued yet persistent. Sam filled the sink with warm water, watching as it billowed and twirled like soft clouds gathering above. The aroma of soap rose to greet him, a familiar scent invoking memories of simpler times, his grandmother's kitchen, filled with love, laughter, and unhurried moments. As he reached for the first plate, he noticed its coolness against his fingertips, stark contrast to the warmth of the water. He placed it gently in the sink, the soft splash breaking the quietude of the room. The sound echoed around him, a little note in the symphony of this rainy afternoon. He began to scrub, each movement deliberate, allowing his mind to settle like the dust after a storm. As the sponge glided over the surface of the plate, bubbles swirled around, catching the light, transforming the mundane into something magical, if only momentarily. He focused on the sensations, the texture of the dish beneath the sponge, the warmth of the water enveloping his hands, the gentle sound of washing reverberating against the porcelain. Each dish was not merely an object to be cleaned, but a part of his world, a vessel that held meals shared, stories told, laughter exchanged. There was gratitude brewing within him, soft and sweet, like tea steeping in a quiet cup. With each plate he washed, Kay breathed in between the movements, filling himself with the scent of soap and the fresh, rain-kissed air filtering through the open window. The rain now fell in a steady rhythm, a soothing cadence that mingled with the sound of water sloshing in the sink. It was as if nature itself was accompanying him, inviting him to dance. To embrace the simplicity of this ritual, Sam turned to the next item, a bowl its edges round and inviting. As he held it in his hands, he reflected on the many times it had cradled food to nourish his body, a vessel for sustenance and care. As he washed it, he thought of how often life was filled with routine. And yet, in that routine, there was beauty waiting to be discovered. The gentle pressure of the sponge against the bowl created a serene rhythm, laying him into a mindful trance, lost in the tranquility of this moment. He found his thoughts drifting like those rain-soaked clouds. They billowed in and out of focus, some heavier, some lighter. He acknowledged them without attachment, understanding that they were simply passing by. Thoughts of past worries and future plans peeked in at the edges, but he let them float away like leaves on a river, allowing himself to return to the sensations of the present, the warmth of the sun-drenched water, the mist rising from the surface, and the gentle patter of rain against the glass. As he continued to wash each dish, he found a rhythm in his movements. The world outside became a distant murmur, and inside, the kitchen transformed into a sanctuary of stillness. He could hear the chime of raindrops, the distant rumble of thunder, each a reminder of the tempest outside. Yet, within him, there was a sense of calm and awareness that this moment, this simple act, was enough. Rich with presence and purpose, finishing the last of the dishes, he turned the tap off and allowed the water to drain away, watching as it spiraled into the sink, disappearing, like thoughts, into the vastness of his mind. He wiped his hands on a dish towel, feeling the fabric's texture, soft, warm, grounding. In that instant, he felt the weight of relief wash over him, an unspoken acknowledgement that he had found joy in this everyday ritual. The world beyond. The window was still pouring rain, but inside, found brightness as he stood quietly, watching the last drops fall against the glass. He turned his gaze to the small, potted plant on the windowsill, vibrant green life, thriving against the gray backdrop. He smiled, recognizing the symbiosis between the rain and the plant. One nourished the other, and in turn, the cycle continued. There was a lesson in this, that the storms, too, could be beautiful and nurturing if only one took the time to pause and embrace them with newfound awareness. Sam carried the warmth of the moment within him. As he turned to leave the kitchen, he felt a gentle shift, a deep-seated understanding that every moment holds within it a world of possibility, rich with meaning and purpose. The rain continued to fall, a silent symphony echoing through the air, but now he moved with a quiet sense of peace, feeling the drops caress on his skin as he stepped outside, knowing that just like the dishes he had washed, every experience was an invitation to be present, to savor, and to appreciate the beauty in the unfolding of life. As you settle into this moment, take a soft breath, gently inhaling through the nose, feeling the coolness of the air as it enters your lungs. Hold that breath for just a heartbeat, and then, with a slow, deliberate exhale, let the weight of your day drift away like clouds across a summer sky. Allow your shoulders to soften, your hands to rest, and your heart to open to the world just as it is, unfiltered and whole. In this space of stillness, we will wander together through a simple experience, an experience that holds within it the potential for profound presence and the quiet of an early morning. When the sun begins to rise and the world is swathed in a gentle golden glow, you find yourself in the kitchen. The air is cool against your skin, a refreshing herald of the day ahead. You walk toward the sink, each step mindful, each footfall a tender connection to the ground beneath you. The dishes from last night still linger like whispers of yesterday's laughter and conversation. You turn on the faucet, and the sound of water rushing fills the air, a soothing melody amidst the stillness. As the water cascades, droplets dance and shimmer in the light, creating a symphony of tiny splashes and murmurs. You take a moment to watch, mesmerized by the fluid grace of the water as the bowl fills. Your focus narrows, and you can feel the temperature change, the warm moisture filling the space around you. You reach for a sponge, its texture familiar and comforting in your palm. Dip it into the soapy water, watching as bubbles rise and swirl, a universe unto themselves. Each one reflecting the shimmering light, each one alive with possibility. With intention, you begin to wash the sponge, gliding over the surface of a plate. The suds foam and gather, a frothy reminder of the gentle cycles of life. Okay? As you scrub, you can feel the resistance of the grime, the remnants of meals shared, the fingerprints of moments that have passed. Right? And as you work, allow your thoughts to come and go like passing clouds, drifting without attachment. Just acknowledging their presence. You place the plate under the stream of clear water, and with a gentle tilt, watch as the bubbles slide off, carried away into a clean, pristine stream. There is satisfaction in this small act, a sense of accomplishment intertwined with gratitude for the nourishment this plate once held. Next, lift a silver fork, its surface gleaming like a shard of the morning sun. As the water flows over it, you feel the coolness of the metal contrast with the warmth in your hand. Each whisk of the sponge across its tines becomes a dance of partnership between your intention and the task at hand. You discover each piece reflects not just its form, but also the memories held within the laughter of friends, the stories told, the nurturing shared over meals. The rhythm of the task begins to envelop you. Rinse, scrub, set aside. Rinse, scrub, set aside. Each movement flows seamlessly into the next, a gentle tide of intention washing over you. The dish towel waits patiently on the counter, soft and inviting, ready to embrace the dishes as they emerge anew from their cleansing. You take a moment to pause, to surrender to the stillness that has unfolded around you. The rhythm of the world continues outside, but within this kitchen, time seems to expand, stretching moments into infinity and infusing the mundane with pure presence. The sunbeams filter through the window, casting playful shadows, creating patterns on the countertop, an intricate dance of light and dark. Your hands continue their work, but in this pause, you allow yourself to simply be. You listen to the subtle sounds, birds outside, a distant car passing by, the gentle hum of the refrigerator, one symphony of existence flowing into another. You notice the warmth in your chest, akin to the sun's light filtering through, a glow that resonates quietly within you as you finish washing and start to dry. The soft texture of the towel against the warm porcelain becomes a rich sensation. It's one that speaks to you about care and attentiveness. Each pat becomes a whisper of appreciation, a reminder that in every act, potential for mindfulness lies patiently waiting to be discovered. You reach for the last item, a beloved coffee mug, surface warm and familiar, etched with the memories of quiet mornings and sacred sips. You feel the contours and curves in your palm, a reminder of rituals that ground you in the present. With a gentle breath, you wipe its surface, remembering the warmth of the brew inside, how it nourished not just your body, but your spirit. And then, with each piece done, you look at the sink, now empty and pristine, and take a moment to breathe deeply. The task complete, a simplicity lays before you, a moment of mindfulness birthed from the everyday act of cleaning. It ebbs and flows, a gentle acknowledgement of cyclical nature, the intertwined threads of actions, thoughts, and being. Outside, the world continues on its own path, but for you, time has taken on a different shape. The dishes, once a burden, have transformed into a meditation. The act does not need to end. It extends into the day. You carry this presence with you into each interaction, each step, each choice, as you wash away the last remnants of soap with a flick of water. There is a reminder that each moment holds its own beauty, its own merit. You stand now, feeling the stillness in the air, knowing that the simplicity of being vibrant, alive, and aware of each moment is within reach at any time. With a final, gentle sigh, you let go of what was and embrace what is in the gentle warmth of the morning light. As the dishes have found their place in the drying rack, you realize that the true nourishment comes not just from sharing meals, but from the stillness cultivated in the acts of care. Each moment is an invitation to embrace presence and notice the beauty in the ordinary. And as you step away from the sink, may you carry this awareness into the vast tapestry of your day. A steady reminder that every breath holds a world of possibility, waiting patiently for you to arrive. In the early hours of the morning, when the world is still wrapped in the tender embrace of slumber, there exists a sacred space within the rhythm of the ordinary. In this space, let your breath be an anchor, a gentle rise and fall as you allow your thoughts to drift like soft clouds across an expansive sky. Feel the warmth of the early light spill through the window, carrying within it the promise of a new day. As you settle into this moment, notice the sounds that weave through the stillness: a faint chirping of birds, the distant hum of a city, awakening in a quiet staccato of your own heartbeat. Each beat a reminder of your presence here and now. Imagine, if you will, a small kitchen on a day that feels like every other day, yet is touched by the magic of the mundane. The air is fragrant with the last remnants of breakfast, perhaps the sweet, lingering scent of pancakes or the rich aroma of brewed coffee. Sunlight dances across the counter, illuminating the gentle dust motes that waltz through the light. You stand before the sink, a quiet pool of calm in the ever-turning wheel of life. The dishes rest in their own form of stillness, remnants of connection and conversation piled in front of you. As you roll up your sleeves, feel the coolness of the porcelain against your fingertips. Each dish, each spoon, is a vessel of memories, carrying the echoes of laughter, shared stories, and moments of warmth. With the slow turn of the tap, water rushes forth, clear and pure, filling the sink with a soothing sound, a brook babbling softly as it meanders through a forest. You immerse your hands in the warm water, allowing the heat to envelop you, washing over you like a gentle embrace. Notice the sensation of the water cascading down your wrists, softening the tension in your shoulders. Here, in this simple act, you are reminded of the tranquility found in being present. The soap bubbles rise, frothy and delicate, reflecting a spectrum of light. They shimmer like tiny orbs of joy, floating momentarily before surrendering to gravity. You take a moment to watch them, your mind free of all else, and in this moment, everything else fades away: the worries of tomorrow, the weight of yesterday leaving, just this. With a soft cloth, you begin to wash the first plate, cradling it in your hands. Smooth surface glides against your palm, the texture so familiar, yet always unique. As you clean, you immerse yourself in the rhythm of the action. Each swipe of the cloth, a gentle caress, a meditation of its own. Feel the soapiness, the coolness turning warm, the slight resistance of the surface yielding to your touch. As you move from dish to dish, allow the sound of water splashing to fill your ears, the tranquil symphony of droplets cascading down, a melody that echoes the words of a forgotten lullaby, soothing and profound. Each clink of ceramic against ceramic becomes a note in the symphony, a reminder of the beauty in connection. In the mundane, a thought flits through your mind, perhaps a fleeting concern or a task yet to be completed, but instead of engaging with it, you allow it to drift past like a leaf on a gentle stream. With each breath, you ground yourself back into the sensations, water warm against your skin, the weight of the dish resting in your palm, the soft warmth of the air wrapping around you. You immerse yourself deeper, becoming aware of your breath woven through this act. Inhale, hold for a moment, and exhale, releasing any tension, any worry. In this simple exchange of breaths, of movements, you find a rhythm and unhurried cadence that mirrors the rise and fall of the world outside. You pause momentarily, stepping back from the sink, observing the plates lined up next to you, sparkling under the sunlight like small treasures gathered from the depths of a great ocean. Allow yourself to appreciate the act itself, the care and intention beneath the surface. This is more than just cleaning. It is a nurturing of space, a cultivation of care that ripples beyond the confines of these walls. As the water begins to cool, you revel in the sensation of the change, the air now slightly crisp against your damp hands. You reach for the last dish, a humble bowl etched with patterns of faded flowers. Its surface tells a story of meals shared, of moments cherished. With reverence, you clean away the remnants of yesterday, letting it shine anew for the moments yet to come. And as you set the final dish aside, you take a moment to pause, to appreciate the work completed, the simplicity that now surrounds you. The kitchen, once a chaotic medley of breakfast remnants, now mirrors a sense of peace, each item in its place, each surface gleaming, alive with possibility. You lean against the counter for a moment, becoming aware of your breath, again gentle, steady, a reminder of your own presence. In this space, you recognize the profound connection to the moment and to yourself. Life is in these simple acts: washing dishes, breathing in and out, allowing the present to be your guide. With the final glance around the kitchen, you acknowledge the stillness you've cultivated, an offering to yourself. You step away from the sink, carrying this tranquility into the unfolding day. The memory of water and warmth, the harmony of the ordinary, a gentle echo in your heart. Each moment ahead holds the potential for mindfulness, a chance to practice presence as surely as you have in the quiet symphony of steam and sunbeams that enveloped you this morning. As you step back into the world, may you carry with you essence of stillness found in that simple act. Each moment offers an invitation to immerse yourself in the beauty of the present, to remember that within the fabric of the ordinary lies extraordinary peace. Breathe deeply and let your heart be open to whatever unfolds. Each day is a new canvas. May you paint it with the colors of awareness, one mindful stroke at a time. In the swirling dance of life's demands, a still place exists just beneath the surface, waiting for you to arrive. Imagine yourself standing on the edge of a quiet lake at dawn, the world still wrapped in the embrace of sleep. The least sound is the gentle rustling of leaves, whispering the promise of the day ahead. Allow yourself to be here, to settle into this moment. With each breath, draw in the calm of this space, letting it fill your lungs, and with each exhale, release the burdens you carry. Open your heart and mind to the poetry of everyday experience, for within it lies a profound wisdom, a sanctuary of stillness. It was a Saturday morning, the sun filtering through the kitchen window, casting soft patterns on the tiled floor. Clara stood at the sink, surrounded by the gentle hum of her home. The dishes awaited her, a simple pile of porcelain and glass, remnants of breakfast shared with her family. She filled the basin with warm, soapy water, watching the bubbles expand and rise, dancing lightly against one another as she plunged her hands into the sudsy depths. The water enveloped her fingers, a soothing embrace that invited her to slow down and breathe. Each dish was an invitation, a moment to fully engage with her surroundings. She reached for a plate, its cool surface smooth against her palm. The scent of dish soap filled the air, fragrant and clean. She felt the weight of the plate, a gentle reminder of the nourishment it had held. Laughter echoing through her kitchen just a few hours prior. The sound of the water splashing against the sides of the sink filled her ears like a soft melody weaving through the stillness. Clara allowed herself to become fully absorbed in the act of washing, scrubbing gently the texture of the sponge, creating a rhythmic dance against the plate. With each stroke, she discovered the simple pleasure of being here in this moment, free from the clamor of the outside world. Bubble by bubble, she considered the stories each dish held. Here was the bowl where her son's favorite cereal lay, a vessel for bright mornings filled with excitement. Here, the coffee mug that cradled the warmth of shared conversations and dreams. hope spilling out like the steam wafting into the air. Every item brought forth memories as vivid as the colors of the dawn, filling her mind with gratitude for these small yet magnificent moments. As she rinsed the first plate, the water swirled around it like a gentle caress, washing away the remnants of breakfast as easily as it washed away the thoughts of past worries. What remained was a clean slate, the soft glow of the plate shining bright, reflecting the joy of the present. Clara noticed how the sunlight caught the edges of the dish, glinting like tiny stars, reminder of beauty hidden in the mundane. With each dish that claimed her attention, time began to dissolve. The world outside faded, each moment stretching out, rich and layered like the colors of an artist's palette. She became aware of the sensations around her, the rise and fall of her breath, the warmth of the sun on her neck, the subtle sounds of birds chirping just beyond her window, harmonizing with the gentle lapping of water at the sink. A pan caught her eye next, its surface slightly tarnished from use, a testament to many meals cooked in love and laughter. As she applied the sponge, a thought surfaced. How often do I rush through this familiar routine? A moment of awareness blossomed within her. She chose to be present, to embrace the familiarity of the task as if it were new. Instead of allowing impatience to creep in, she surrendered to the rhythm of the wash, allowing each soapy stroke to ground her in the now, the familiar strains of life's busy schedule. The endless list of to-dos fluttered at the edges of her consciousness, but she chose to let them remain there. They could wait. Here, in this solitary dance with the dishes, she found freedom. It was as if the sponge and water held transformative magic, unfolding a tapestry of calm and reflection. Clara closed her eyes momentarily, savoring the textures and aromas, the combination of warmth and coolness, the sound of water flowing freely against porcelain. She opened her eyes to the inviting chaos of her kitchen's small toys dotting the floor. The lingering smell of pancakes, a sunbeam illuminating a dust particle swirling in the light. Each detail suddenly felt significant, woven into the fabric of her life, with the last dish sparkling before her. She rinsed it under the flowing water, serving every droplet clinging to the surface before cascading off, returning to the cycle of the world. As her hands dried the last plate with a soft cloth, she was aware of how her heart felt lighter, brighter. In this simple act, she had gathered moments of stillness, transforming the mundane into the extraordinary. Clara finished drying her hands and glanced around her now immaculate kitchen, a tender smile touching her lips. She noticed how the room seemed to radiate warmth and love, the remains of breakfast now forgotten, yet cherished in the heart. The morning sun streamed brightly, illuminating the simple beauty of her surroundings. In the quiet aftermath of her morning ritual, Clara stood amidst the echoes of her experience, cradling the stillness she had cultivated. She understood now that within the weave of everyday life, a sanctuary exists, not in the avoidance of tasks, but in the embrace of them each moment, a chance to return to presence, to unearth the beauty hidden in the ordinary. With a heart full and a spirit lightened, she took a breath, grounded in the rhythm of her life, ready to meet the day with open arms and a gentle heart. Find a moment to breathe, to let the world pause around you. Close your eyes if you wish, and attune to the rhythm of your breath. Inhale slowly, draw in the essence of now, and exhale gently, releasing the thoughts and worries that clamor for attention. Let your body settle into its own quiet frequency, the subtle rise and fall of your chest, the calming hush of your heartbeat. You are here, and as you come to rest in this moment, allow your mind to open like a blooming flower, welcoming whatever the day has to offer. It begins in the late afternoon, when the sun hangs low in the sky, casting warm golden light across the kitchen. The scent of sautéed garlic and fresh basil lingers in the air, and a pot of sauce simmers softly on the stove. It's gentle, bubbling, a soothing backdrop to the unfolding of this still moment. You stand at the sink, the familiar space, where you find solace in a simple, everyday ritual. Washing the dishes, the water cascades from the tap, pouring like a gentle stream into the basin. It flows with a crystalline clarity, catching the light and sending tiny rainbows dancing along the walls. You adjust the temperature, feeling the warmth wrap around your hands as you submerge your fingers in the soothing embrace of the water. It is like a warm hug for your senses, inviting you deeper into the experience. Each dish is a small world of its own, some smooth and cool, others rough and textured, each revealing its own story. You begin with a ceramic plate, the remnants of a meal long gone, echoing laughter and conversation, memories woven into the fibers of family life. As you scrub the surface, a gentle friction guides your attention. You notice how the sponge glides over the porcelain, which slowly comes clean, revealing its true colors. You bring your full focus to this singular act, the rhythmical motion of your hand, the way the soap bubbles rise and pop, sending tiny droplets into the air with soft little splashes. The sensation of the warm water rushes over your wrists, a fluid current that washes away not only remnants of dinner, but also the slight tension you didn't even know you were holding. With every dish you pick up, your mind begins to quieten, going the grace of the water around you. You wash, rinse, and set aside a sequence both purposeful and serene. The clink of glass against glass speaks a language of its own, a soft chiming that complements the quiet hum of this sacred space. How soothing it is, this connection to the simple act of caring for yourself, for your home. Let your awareness settle like the bubbles that linger, a gentle reminder of the beauty inherent in the mundane as you turn to a stainless steel pot. Its surface cool under your touch, you find traces of what was a hearty meal shared among loved ones. Each scrape, each swirl of the sponge draws you deeper into remembrance. You recall the laughter around the table, the stories woven into the fabric of your everyday existence. And in these thoughts, you allow yourself to feel gratitude for nourishment in all its forms, the food, the love, the joy of being together. You witness it all, gently, without clinging or grasping, simply allowing the moment to be. The water continues its dance, the vibrations of the sink reverberating through your body, an unbroken exploration of ebb and flow. You pause, taking a deep breath, perhaps noticing the gentle rise of your chest, the expansive feeling of filling your lungs with air. You become aware of other sensations, the coolness of the air on your damp skin, the faint sounds drifting in from outside, the distant chirping of birds returning to their nests for the evening. You shift your focus to the next Disha mug, cavy with the remnants of tea. Its warmth still lingers, like a personal warmth shared between you and a loved one who enjoys evening conversations over steaming cups. The soft, rounded edges of the handle fit perfectly in your palm, grounding you in this moment. Bringing the mug close, you feel a flicker of connection, recognizing the moments held within it, morning stillness and evening reflection. As you lovingly scrub its sides, you can almost hear the echoes of shared moments, the heartful exchanges of thoughts, fears, and dreams spoken softly over its rim in the act of washing. You acknowledge the ebb and flow of life, the way days come and go like the water circling the drain. Every dish is a lesson in impermanence, a reminder that all things, even the messiest moments, can be transformed into something vibrant and clean with the hands of gentleness and care. And so, you continue, your movements becoming a meditation, a mindfulness practice wrapped in warmth and clarity, deepening with each swipe of the sponge. The dishes are finished now, each sparkling and placed gently on the drying rack, each telling a story of care and devotion. You take a moment to admire them, suspended in their quietude, transformed, as you too have been transformed in the process. Finally, you lift your hands from the water, wringing out the sponge, watching the droplets fall back into the basin below. Beneath the mirrored surface, the reflections of your hands ripple softly, blurring the edges of forgotten thoughts, pulling you back to the present. This simple act of leaving space, of letting go, becomes a release, a gentle invitation to acknowledge the very essence of your being. You dry your hands on a towel, the fabric soft against your skin, and with that softness, a flow of peace settles within you. You breathe deeply, slowly, allowing the calm to nestle in your chest, wrapping around your heart like a warm shawl. As you step back from the sink, a subtle awareness of completion washes over you. The kitchen is transformed, not only with clean dishes, but with the presence of a mindful heart yours. Each moment has unfolded beautifully in its own right. It's an invitation to linger just a little longer in the stillness that surrounds you. May you carry this sense of inner stillness and reflection into the world outside, remembering that in every act, no matter how small, lies a profound opportunity to connect with the essence of your being and the infinite beauty of the present moment. In the gentle embrace of the present moment, let us find a stillness that invites us to breathe deeply. As you settle into this space, allow your senses to awaken, welcoming the softness of the air around you and the rhythm of your breath as it ebbs and flows. There is nothing to do but listen and observe, to feel the whispers of life that surround you, ready to unfold in the simplicity of an ordinary day. Imagine a kitchen, sunlit, warm, where the world outside hums with the comfort of familiarity. The light filters softly through the window, casting playful patterns on the table. And you stand before the sink, a bowl of warm, soapy water awaiting your touch. Each dish, each utensil holds the residue of the meal shared, a story of connection and nourishment. As you gather the dirty dishes, feel the texture of the porcelain on your fingertips, the smoothness of the bowl, the roughness of the rim of a mug. Each item carries its weight, not just in matter, but in the memories they hold, the laughter shared over dinner, the quiet moments of reflection during breakfast. You dip your hands into the water, feeling its warmth embrace you like an old friend. The bubbles rise and dance, a frothy congregation coming together in joyful celebration. As you lift the first dish, the sound of water splashing gently fills the air, a soothing melody that invites you deeper into the moment. Watch as the soapy water envelops the plate, tiny droplets glistening like diamonds under the sun. With each stroke of your sponge, let your breath flow with a rhythm. Inhale as you scrub, and exhale as you rinse. Notice the fragrant scent of the soap, a mixture of lemon and the freshness of the morning, fusing the space around you as you wash. Your mind may wander to the day's tasks, the to-do lists etched within the folds of your thoughts. But with each passing moment, bring your awareness back to the here and now. The dish beneath your hands becomes a vessel of mindfulness. Feel the gentle warmth of the water cascading over your fingers, a cooling clarity against the warmth of your skin. A spoon glides through your fingertips, its smoothness accentuated by the gentle friction of the sponge. As the water flows from it, listen. Can you hear it? The whispers of the water carrying away remnants of the past, undulating towards the drain, letting go in a soothing surrender. In this sound, there's a lesson: to release what no longer serves, to wash away the clutter of thoughts and worries. Just as you cleanse these dishes, before you know it, you've moved to the next dish, perhaps a pot from last night's dinner. The bottom still holds the remnants of a rich sauce, a reminder of the warmth shared around the table. As you scrub, feel the texture beneath your sponge, a texture dance between your hands and the pot. The water splashes, an echo of laughter from a shared moment, and you smile, a flicker of joy igniting within. Each item you wash becomes an invitation to notice how the steam rises, curling and dancing into the air. Notice how the warm water flows and shapes itself around the curves of the dishes. Notice how time seems to stretch in the presence of such simple tasks. Here you are, fully alive in the kitchen, engaging wholly with what is before you. Thoughts may arise of what lies ahead, distractions beckoning from unfinished tasks or looming responsibilities. Acknowledge them as if they were clouds passing through a vast blue sky. They rise and then drift away, while your hands remain steady in their purpose. This now the glimmer of a dish yet to be cleaned, the rising bubbles, the steady warmth of the water. This is everything, and then you reach for the last dish. A fragile glass that catches the light, reflecting rainbows across the countertop as if the universe is celebrating this moment with you. You turn it in your hands, feeling the delicate weight, and as you rinse it under the steady stream of water, breathe in deeply. Recognize that each moment, like this glass, holds the potential for beauty, for clarity, for connection. It is safe to be fully present, to allow yourself to be here, now, washing away the residue of yesterday while savoring the simplicity of today. With the last dish cleaned and polished, place it carefully on the drying rack, watching the droplets of water cling and gracefully roll off, sparkling in the radiant light. Step away from the sink for a moment, allowing yourself to take in the whole scene, the kitchen alive with the essence of warmth, scents of soap mingling with the lingering aroma of a meal shared. You've transformed this everyday task into a sanctuary of awareness, a refuge where the concerns of the mind quiet down. Standing in the midst of the everyday, you find peace not just in the cleanliness of dishes, but in the space you've cultivated within your heart and mind. As you draw the experience to a close, feel the ground beneath your feet, solid and reassuring. Notice the rhythmic rise and fall of your breath, a gentle anchor to the moment, reminding you that amidst the chaos of life, such marigold moments exist, waiting to be recognized and cherished. In the quiet aftermath of these simple actions, you come to understand that mindfulness is not a faraway destination, but a way of being in the world. Life flows like water, inviting us to immerse ourselves fully, to find clarity in the ordinary. Carry this awareness with you as you step beyond the kitchen into all moments yet to come, each one a chance to awaken, to embrace, to simply be. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs with the sweetness of the air, and exhale, releasing any tension you may be carrying. Allow your senses to soften, inviting the present to unfold like a gentle blossom. With each breath, draw your awareness inward, where stillness resides not far from the surface, waiting to be discovered. Let go of any thoughts bubbling to the surface like leaves on a stream. Allow them to drift away. Here, in this space of quiet, you are invited into the simplicity of being. It was a late afternoon, and the light inside the kitchen danced with the golden hue of the setting sun. Sunbeams spilled like honey across the countertops, illuminating the small details often overlooked, the subtle swirl in a ceramic dish, the flecks of dust floating lazily in the air. As you find yourself in this serene kitchen, the warmth of the day wraps around you like a soft blanket. The gentle sound of running water beckons you closer. The sponge in hand, you stand before the sink, its porcelain surface cooled against your fingertips. You turn the faucet, and the water streams forth, splashing delicately into the basin, each droplet forming rivulets that glisten in the warm light. Listen closely. Can you hear the quiet symphony of the water as it collides with the surface? Beneath, it sings of cleansing and renewal, a reminder of the earth's constant cycle. As you pick up the first dish, a shallow bowl glazed in blue, you feel the smoothness beneath your palm. There is a subtle weight to it, the earthiness of the clay still held within. You dip the sponge into the soapy water, the bubbles rising around your fingers, crisp and alive. Each darting bubble catches the light, reflecting fleeting rainbows before vanishing into nothingness. Here, there is no rushing, only the gentle rhythm of washing as you allow your mind to slow with each stroke of the sponge against the bowl. You feel the texture of the material being cleansed. The strokes become a meditation, your own handmade mantra echoing through the silence. The soap, a blend of scents, floral and fresh, fills your senses, inviting you to breathe it in deeply. In this ordinary task lies a patch of extraordinary stillness, a moment carved out of the day just for you. As you rinse the bowl under the tap, the water cascades over the surface. Tiny pearls journeying down the curve, carrying away the remnants of yesterday's meal. You notice how the water dances. It doesn't cling to the bowl, but flows freely, effortlessly. As you place the clean dish on the drying rack, you can appreciate the process, the transition from use to pristine. Just as you two shift with the passing moments, the next item you tackle is a set of mismatched forks. Each bears a history, a gathering of meals, shared laughter echoing around the table, and sometimes quiet moments of solace between two friends. You hold each fork in your hand, imagining the stories woven into their presence. The clink of metal against metal becomes a rhythm, grounding you in this very room as you walk through the soundscape of your life. Clink, chief, fork, a memory. Who dined? What was served? With every sweep and turn of the sponge, thoughts may flutter to your mind like leaves caught in a wind. How much left to do today? What about tomorrow? But you gently guide your focus back to the sensation of the water, warm, flowing, alive. Each thought can come and go like passing clouds overhead, till they dissolve into a bright blue sky that remains constant, ever present. Outside, you hear a bird trilling its melody, a pure burst of sound that cuts through the mundanity of the afternoon. Tune into it. Allow it to carry you away momentarily before you return to the current task. Each chirp an invitation to savor this moment of stillness amidst the busyness of life. And now to the pot, its edges smudged with the remnants of a hearty stew. Its surface is dented, a sign of its service and resilience. You press the sponge into the pot, drawing up the essence of the past meal, inviting it to release its hold as bubbles rise in celebration of this small ritual. The water feels warm against your skin, a comforting presence. Each touch binding you closer to the now dot. As you continue to wash, the act becomes a kind of dance. The clattering of the utensils and the soft splash of the water blend into the background of your mind, a soft and steady loop. There is a meditative quality to the moment that transcends the physical task, revealing the beauty in the mundane. No thought of time, only the flow, as you surrender to this rhythm, a gentle, unwavering heartbeat echoing in the universe. You notice how your body moves, how your breath deepens, the slight sway as you step from side to side. The release of tightness in your shoulders and the softness in your belly. Here, at this sink, you are alive. There's wisdom in each drop of water, each stroke of the sponge, reminding you that life ebbs and flows, much like this moment, vibrant, messy, and utterly beautiful in its transience. As you draw closer to the end of this cycle, there is a pause. You stand for a moment amidst the stillness, sponge resting in your palm. The world outside dimming as evening wraps its arms around the daylight. With the last cup washed and placed upon the drying rack, a completeness settles within you, akin to the fading light in the room. In this simple act of washing dishes, you have touched upon the essence of presence. Beyond the suds and water lies a stillness that exists within you, one that can be accessed in any ordinary task whenever you choose to pause and breathe. Each moment is a chance to step into mindfulness, to cherish the here and now, embodying the quiet rhythm of your own life. As you leave the kitchen behind, carry this piece forward, letting it guide you gently into the evening ahead. Inhale deeply, letting the breath flow in like a gentle stream, and exhale softly, releasing any weight you carry on your shoulders. Allow yourself to settle into this moment, sensing the rhythm of your breath as it ebbs and flows, as predictable as the tides. Feel the support of the earth beneath you, solid and steady. In this space, there is nothing to do, nowhere to be. Simply let your awareness rest in the here and now, inviting a sense of openness and curiosity. The sun rose slowly through the kitchen window, its warm light spilling across the counter where last night's dinner dishes lay in quiet disarray. Each plate, fork, and glass was a small reminder of the moments shared, the laughter exchanged, and the meals enjoyed together. Today, they waited patiently for attention, their surfaces speckled with remnants of the past, like memories lingering at the edges of the mind as you approach the sink. The coolness of the porcelain contrasts with the sun's early warmth. The gentle sound of water starts to flow, a simple but profound invitation to presence. You watch as the droplets tumble from the faucet, each a tiny world reflecting the light, twisting and turning, disappearing into the basin below. You feel the sink, the soothing sounds wrapping around you like a soft cloak. Water, warm and inviting, invites your hands into its embrace. Dipping your fingers into the water, you feel the immediate contrast to the heat of the water on your skin draws your attention, pulling you deeper into the present. Each sensation ignites a subtle awareness, the smoothness of ceramic, the weight of silverware, and the poignant absence of other distractions. You immerse one plate after another, watching as the steam releases gently, rising like spirits into the air, permeating the space with a quiet intimacy. As you scrub, the motion becomes fluid. You can hear the soft scratching of the sponge against the smooth surface, a rhythm almost meditative. You let your thoughts come and go, like leaves on a stream, floating by and fading into the distance. Here and now, you have no need to chase or hold on to them, Resting in this tactile experience, you realize that even the simplest act of washing dishes can envelop you in the richness of life, if only you allow it to. The scents wafting from the soapy water wrap around you, a fragrant blend of citrus and the saltiness of last night's meal, letting your breath descend deeper into your belly. You embrace these aromas without judgment, simply acknowledging their existence, savoring the play of sensations in and around you, and then the clatter of a spoon, the gentle reminder of connection, of familial bonds formed in the kitchen's warmth. You recall the laughter shared here, the conversations that ebbed and flowed like the water, and the quiet pauses filled with comfort. You pause for a moment, pausing as well as the sponge in your hand, allowing gratitude to seep into your heart. What a gift it is to be present with these moments, to take in the entirety of your experience. Sponge and soap in hand, your mind occasionally drifts, swept away by trailing thoughts, errands to run, to-do lists to complete. Yet, each time you gently guide it back to the task at hand, savoring the sound of water and the physicality of the work. Bubbles danced on the surface, catching the light and transforming your world into bright little orbs of joy, reminder of the little things that can spark unexpected delight. You remove one cleaned dish and set it aside, sending it to its home, a simple act, yet filled with intention. With every movement, you find a quiet alignment, a subtle understanding of the beauty in doing one thing at a time. A plate is placed down, a fork is washed, and a glass gleams in the light, each one a note in a harmonious symphony of domestic life. You take a step back, serving your handiwork, the sink, now filled with freshly washed dishes, their surfaces glistening like armor, ready for the next encounter. For now, they are still resting in their calm sanctuary. Noticing the transformation, you feel a profound sense of satisfaction blooming within you. It's an inner peace that radiates like the early sunlight streaming through the window as you finish rinsing the last plate. A thought arises. What else is present in this moment? You feel the light breeze through the slightly open window, brushing against your skin like a gentle caress. You hear the distant chirping of birds outside, their calls a melodic chorus of life waking up. Each note dances through the air, a reminder of the world beyond the kitchen. It's also reflective of the world within. With one last glance, you notice how dishwashing has morphed into a practice of mindfulness, a celebration of presence. The work of the hands, the flow of water, the myriad sensations, all elements interwoven in the fabric of this moment. You turn off the faucet, feeling the warmth of the air embrace you, and you take a breath, conscious, nourishing breath. The sweet essence of simplicity swells within you, mundane transformed into the extraordinary, all through a tender awareness cultivated in the act of being present. As you step back from the sink, final wave of reflection washes over you. You found a sense of ease in the present, a quiet reminder that even the simplest tasks can open doors to deeper awareness. It is here in the stillness, amid the steam and warmth, that life unfolds in its purest form, an invitation to stay awake in your own experience. Okay? As you move on from this moment, take that awareness with you. Let it anchor you through the day. Okay? And know that every moment is an opportunity to embrace the beauty of being alive. As you settle into this moment, take a gentle breath, just one. Notice how it feels as the air enters your body, as your chest rises and your belly expands. If it does, just for a moment, imagine your breath as a river, flowing in and out, steady and unhurried. With the next exhale, allow your mind to float down the current, releasing the day's noise and settling into inner quiet. You may hear the soft rustling of leaves outside, the distant hum of life, or perhaps a faint tapping of rain on your window. Each sound invites you to be here, now. In this shared space of awareness, let us embark on a simple journey, a journey that unfolds in the warmth of your own home. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting an amber glow through the kitchen window, Anna stood at the sink, ready to wash the dishes. The day had been long, filled with the ebb and flow of moments that had sometimes felt overwhelming. Yet now, with the soft light enveloping her, she felt a wave of tranquility wash over her. The world outside faded to a whisper as she turned on the faucet and watched as water streamed from the spout, each drop a tiny miracle. The sounds of the water blended with an occasional chirp from a hidden bird, weaving a delicate symphony. Anna let herself be drawn into this melody, the rhythmic splash of water as it met the porcelain of the dishes cradled in her hands. She lifted the first plate, its surface still warm from the meal shared with her family, and felt the remnants of the day linger like ghosts. She took a moment to simply gaze at it, noting the faint imprints of fingerprints and sauce, evidence of laughter-filled dinners and stories shared, feeling the warmth of the plate against her palms. She placed it gently into the water, watching as the bubbles formed, rising like tiny clouds. Each bubble danced and shimmered in the fading light, and Anna found herself giving way to a sense of wonder as she studied them. How fragile they were, how fleeting, yet so full of life. With the sponge in hand, she began to glide it over the surface of the plate. The gentle scratch against the ceramic echoed softly in her mind, a reminder that even the most mundane tasks could be transformed into acts of mindfulness. As she cleaned, Anna focused on the sensation, the suds gliding beneath her fingers, the soft resistance of food particles, the weight of the plate growing lighter with each thoughtful stroke. Thoughts drifted in and out. She narrated the experience silently to herself. I am washing this plate. I am removing the remnants of a meal. The water flows, carrying away what no longer serves. The tasks of the day brushed against her consciousness to-do list, unfulfilled. Conversations, half finished, but like leaves floating down a stream, she let them drift away. Nowhere to go in this moment. As she rinsed the plate, she marveled at how the water cascaded, clear and vibrant, reflecting the dusk light. The plate transformed, the remnants of the past washing away. As she placed it on the drying rack, she felt a sense of completion settle within her. She looked to the next dish, fondly remembered bowl that had held her daughter's favorite soup. The warmth of shared meals and quiet afternoons swirled around her like a soft blanket. Without thinking, she closed her eyes for a moment, inhaling the faint scent of soap and lingering spices. Memories of laughter and comfort mingling with the air. Anna allowed herself to be enveloped by this recollection, surrendering to the gentle tug of nostalgia while staying firmly rooted in the present moment. With each dish, she found herself not merely cleaning, but reflecting a meditation on gratitude. Each plate, each bowl was a note in the song of her life, stitched together by the love and chaos of family. Time rolled on imperceptibly as she reached for a mug, smooth and cool from the breeze of the open window. As she turned it in her hands, she noticed the faint scratches etched into its surface, each one a story waiting to be retold. Instead of erasing those signs of wear, she embraced them, a testament to moments shared over sips of tea, late-night talks, and mornings that began with laughter. Here she stood, rejuvenating the vessel that had held those moments. And, with a mindful breath, she began to wash it, letting the water cleanse not only the mug, but also the weight of her day. The warmth of the kitchen embraced her like an old friend. Anna moved with a growing sense of presence, an internal compass guiding her deeper into this serene moment. She surrendered to the simple rhythm of washing and rinsing, drying and placing down. As the last dish found its place on the rack, her heart felt as if it had expanded, filled with the warm glow of simple joy. The light outside continued to deepen, hues of orange and violet, painting the world beyond her window, a reminder that all things pass and all moments should be embraced. The kitchen was now quiet, save for the gentle drip of water from the faucet and the occasional whisper of the wind, enveloped her in stillness. Anna paused, her heart softly thumping a rhythm of gratitude. In this moment, she uncovered a quiet understanding that within the ordinary, the extraordinary could be found, and within her own flow of thoughts, she had discovered stillness. Anna took one last deep breath, letting the aroma of soap and the fading light fill her until she was rooted in this here and now. She turned off the faucet, silencing its flow, and felt an echo of tranquility resonate within. This stillness, she acknowledged, was always here, waiting like a calm pool amidst the rush of life, a choice to return whenever the world felt overwhelming. As you gently return to this present moment, carry with you the simplicity of Anna's experience. The act of washing a dish can transform into a meditation, reminding you that within the ordinary lies the extraordinary. It's like the stillness of water. The moments of your life glisten with the potential for peace, if only we allow ourselves to be present. So take another gentle breath, and as you sigh it out, know that just as the water washes away the remnants on plates, you too have the capacity to wash away the clutter of your mind, embracing this moment, this breath, this life, just as it is. Imagine for a moment the quiet stillness of the early morning before the world has fully awoken. The air is cool against your skin, and each breath you take draws in the crispness of potentially inhalation, a gentle wave that rises and falls, bringing you deeper into the landscape of your own presence. As the light gradually seeps through the curtains, warming the room in soft golden hues, allow yourself to settle into the rhythm of this moment. Feel the ground beneath you, the way it supports you, without asking for anything in return. Listen closely. What do you hear? Embrace the sounds, the whisper of leaves, the distant murmur of traffic, perhaps the gentle ticking of a clock. Each sound a reminder that you are here, now, in the fabric of life itself, in the heart of this tranquil morning. Nora rises from her slumber, her body still heavy with the softness of dreams. Stretching her arms above her head, she feels the delightful pull of her muscles, inviting her to awaken more fully. She takes a moment, allowing the remnants of the night to dissipate like mist in the sunlight. And as she swings her legs off the bed, her feet connect with the cool wooden floor. The house is quiet, yet filled with an unspoken warmth of traces of laughter from yesterday, the scent of coffee lingering like a cherished memory. With each step across the floor, Nora is met by the soft creaks and sighs of her home, whispering its own morning reverie. She moves toward the kitchen, a familiar path traveled countless times. Yet it feels imbued with freshness today as she fills the kettle with water. The coolness of the metal against her hands sends a gentle shockwave through her senses. The water cascades in a soothing rush, reflecting the soft morning light streaming through the window. She pauses, listening to the sound, allowing the rhythm of the water to touch her thoughts, quieting the chatter that often fills her mind. The kettle hums to life, a gentle chorus that rises and falls as it heats the water. In this moment, Nora stands, remarkably still. Nothing else exists but the kettle and its song. She watches the steam begin to rise, curling toward the ceiling, like playful fingers reaching for the sky. While waiting, she turns to the window. The world outside is awakening, slowly revealing itself. A bird flits from branch to branch, its song a delicate thread weaving through the fabric of stillness. The soft rustle of leaves dances in the background, a reminder of the gentle coexistence of life. Inspired, Nora breathes in deeply, the crisp air filling her lungs, both invigorating and calming. When the kettle's whistle breaks the silence, it serves as an invitation. Nora lifts it with both hands, feeling the warmth radiate through the metal, a reminder of the transitory beauty of now. As she pours the boiling water over her tea leaves, a symphony of earthy aromas fills the air. A swirl of steam that rises offers a moment to contemplate. Here's life, simple yet profound, a tiny miracle unfolding in her very own kitchen. With her tea steeping, she turns her attention to the dishes waiting in the sink. She approaches the task with a sense of reverence, observing the mismatched plates and cups like stories yet to be told. As she rolls up her sleeves, her hands plunge into the warm, soapy water. The sensation, a juxtaposition of heat and coolness, a gentle embrace. Each dish she lifts embodies memory, the chipped teacup from her grandmother, the ceramic plate adorned with colorful patterns from her friends' travels. One by one, she washes them, feeling the bubbles rise and pop like tiny moments of joy. The sound of clinking glass and ceramic resonates softly, inviting her to a deeper presence in the task at hand. As she scrubs, she becomes aware of her breath, a steady anchor in the rhythm of the unfolding moment. Each inhale a gesture of gratitude, each exhale a release of the past. This is enough, she whispers to herself, acknowledging the beauty woven into the mundane. There is no need for hurry, no expectation other than the acceptance of the now. In the flow of the warm water against her skin, Nora allows her mind to settle. Thoughts rise up like bubbles, only to gently drift away. She notices them, worries about tomorrow, snippets of conversations from the past, yet she does not cling. Instead, she allows them to dissolve in the warmth of the soapy water, returning her focus to the task, the sensations, the now. Rinsing the last dish, she feels a sense of completion wash over her, as if she's not only cleaned the porcelain, but also tuned her spirit. She places the dishes on the drying rack, their surfaces glistening, celebrating their brief sojourn into the warmth of her care. With the dishes done, her heart feels light. Nora leans against the counter for a moment, embracing the stillness. The kitchen brightens with morning light, and she closes her eyes, letting herself bask in the moment, the satisfaction of a simple task accomplished, the warmth of the tea still in her hands. As she takes a sip, the warmth spreads throughout her body, a hug from the inside out. The tea is rich and complex, awakening her senses even further. She lets the flavor roll across her tongue, embracing the fullness of the experience. Breathing in, she savors the aroma, feeling an unspoken bond with each ingredient that contributed to this moment of joy. Taking her tea to the window, she watches as the world outside flourishes. Life is much like this unfolding morning, filled with moments that seem insignificant, yet hold the potential for connection, reflection, and peace. The sunlight dances upon the leaves, creating a shimmering tapestry of greens and golds. And Nora notices a profound sense of belonging here in this moment, in her home. In her heart, every breath she takes accompanies the rhythm of the outside world. The flutter of wings, the laughter of children beginning their day, the essence of life, contrasting with her stillness. And in that contrast, she finds harmony, the ebb and flow of existence. Daily dance between the mundane and the extraordinary. The morning stretches on, filled with endless possibilities. Yet for now, Nora remains anchored in the simplicity of her routine. The rush of life outside the window fades into a muted background as she immerses herself deeper into the stillness within. The birds sing on, and the sun climbs higher in the sky, a gentle reminder that both the world and Nora are ever evolving. Each moment, too, is a gift, an unfolding story meant to be cherished. Like the warmth of the tea in her hands, or the soft fabric of her thoughts, as Nora takes another sip of her tea, she allows a smile to rise gently to her lips, appreciating the stillness that has now woven itself into her being. In the simplicity of her morning, she discovers a deep peace, a reminder that in each moment of everyday life, there lies an opportunity to connect, to be present, and to embrace the beauty of now. With each breath, she is attuned to the present, and as she gazes out the window, she knows, in the quiet of her heart, that this is where she is meant to be. As you settle into this moment, gently invite your breath to find its natural rhythm. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the cool air that dances past your nostrils, the warmth that fills your lungs. Each inhale, a quiet embrace of the present. Each exhale, a soft release of all that has come before. Allow your shoulders to soften as you let go of tension. Here, in this sanctuary of time, everything else can fade into the background, leaving just you in this moment, vast, spacious, and rich with the possibility. Imagine it's one of those tranquil autumn afternoons where the sunlight filters through, the golden leaves casting playful shadows upon the ground. You find yourself outside in the backyard of a small, cherished home. The air smells of earth, alive with the echoes of summer fading into the promise of winter. It is a visit to your grandmother, a familiar refuge filled with laughter and stories, where every creak of the floorboards sings of love and history. As you step onto the porch, take a moment to feel the solid wood beneath your feet, each step steady and grounding. You can hear the soft rustle of leaves whispering secrets to each other, the distant song of a lone bird celebrating the end of a season. The world is enveloped in the kind of stillness that feels both profound and tender. Your grandmother is in the kitchen, a space infused with warmth and the aroma of baking bread. You can almost taste the joy in the air. As the door swings open, she smiles at you, her eyes crinkling with delight that cradles you like a soft shawl. You are drawn in by her presence, a treasure, and you know that this is a sacred space for both of you. You join her in the kitchen, where she is kneading the DOA rhythmic dance of her hands. Flour dust dances in the sunlight, each swirl catching the light as if it were a constellation of its own. You offer to help, and she nods, guiding you with gentle wisdom. The dough feels alive in your hands, Each fold, each push, a meditation on presence. You listen as the sound of kneading fills the space. A soft squelch interspersed with a sigh of contentment as you both lose yourselves in the task as your hands work the dough. Just how time slows. The sensation of the warm, elastic dough beneath your palms invites you deeper into the present moment, urging thoughts to dissolve into the background. Each press, a commitment to the now. Each time you fold, a reminder of the beauty and transformation. Together, you talk about ordinary things, the weather, the garden's progress, a new recipe she'd like to try. But within this small talk lies an ocean of connection, ripples of understanding that binds you closer. You can hear the gentle patter of the wind against the window, a soft, persistent reminder of the world beyond. Yet here, in the cozy bubble of the kitchen, time seems to pause. When the dough is finally ready, you hold it aloft like an offering. Your grandmother's eyes sparkle, her approval a warm blanket around your shoulders. She carefully shapes it into a loaf, her fingers working with the grace that only years can hone, illustrating the art of simplicity. You watch, transfixed, as she moves with a purpose that transcends the mundane, changing the dough into something nourishing and sacred. The oven hums as you place the loaf inside, store closing with a gentle thud, marking a threshold between the raw and the baked, the potential and the realized. The kitchen fills with a comforting scent of bread as you sit together, a pot of tea brewing nearby. You can hear the soft bubbling of water as it reaches a gentle boil, a soothing undercurrent to your conversation. In these quiet moments, you consider how often life rushes by, each moment loaded with expectations or distractions. But here, with the light filtering through the leaves, you recognize that time can also expand, stretching languidly like a cat bathing in the sun. You breathe deeply, feeling grateful for this embrace of presence, the stillness imbued in these ordinary tasks. Then, in the distance, a child's laughter drifts into the kitchen, light and carefree. It is a reminder of the joy that dances just outside the walls of this moment. Reminder that life, in all its complexities, also contains the simple delight of being. You share a knowing glance with your grandmother, both of you aware that this kitchen holds myriad stories, joys, spaces for connection, each a thread in the intricate tapestry of your lives. As the bread bakes, you move to the window, leaning against the cool glass. Outside, the leaves continue their chaotic descent, swirling playfully before settling softly onto the earth. You hear the sound of crunching footsteps on the path, a neighbor passing by, their presence a gentle reminder of community. The world is always moving, yet here, in this moment, you are enveloped in the warmth of the familiar. The gentle heartbeat of your grandmother's home, wrapping around you like a safe cocoon. The tea kettle whistles, a sharp yet inviting sound that pulls you back into the kitchen, the scent of baking bread beckoning you closer. The anticipation of the loaf rising, the flavors blending, fills your senses. Your grandmother pours the tea, her hand steady despite the passage of time, while you reflect on how each sip holds the warmth of the day, each drop a testament to the beauty of patience and presence. You share stories over tea, the simple act of laughing together, of reminiscing, deepening your connection. You are both lost in the fabric of shared memories, each one a reminder of love and lessons learned in the gentle flow of life. Your heart swells with gratitude, realizing that these moments slow and unhurried are the very essence of living. As the timer finally dings, your grandmother stands, her weathered hands moving with ease as she retrieves the bread from the oven. The golden crust crackling softly as it cools on the rack. The warmth radiates throughout the kitchen, igniting the atmosphere with a blissful comfort. You savor the moment, feeling a profound respect for the process of creation, how something as simple as flour, water, and time could transform into nourishment for the body and spirit. You know that soon, The loaf will be shared, each slice an offering of warmth and love. You take a moment to inhale the rich aroma that envelops you, letting it fill your senses. This is the richness of life, the act of creating, sharing, and simply being. Every moment is a celebration, each breath a reminder that you are here, alive, woven into the very fabric of time and connection. As the afternoon beckons toward early evening, with a golden sun dipping low in the sky, you carry the warmth of the kitchen and the love of your grandmother with you. In this dance of daily rituals, you have discovered a sanctuary of profound appreciation for the beauty of stillness amidst the fleeting moments of life. The quiet symphony of autumn plays on, the leaves swirling in their slow descent, reminding you that the essence of life can be found in the rhythm of simplicity, in the gentle embrace of presence, and in the unmistakable warmth of shared love. Imagine for a moment that you are standing by a gently flowing stream, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and the whisper of leaves dancing in the breeze. Allow yourself to find a comfortable position, feeling the ground beneath you, solid and unwavering. With each breath, invite a soft rhythm to emerge from within. The rise and fall of your chest, as gentle as the water's caress on the stones. Inhale deeply, letting the air fill your lungs, and as you exhale, let go of anything that weighs on your heart. Just for now, you have stepped into this momentous sanctuary of stillness in a world that often rushes by. The afternoon sun spills golden light through the window, casting playful patterns on the kitchen floor. There you are, standing at the sink, the familiar shape of the dish soap bottle resting within your reach. The rhythm of your breath begins to synchronize with a gentle splashing of water. You turn the faucet, and the sound of rushing water fills your ears, a soothing embrace of sound, reminiscent of a distant waterfall, as you immerse your hands into the warmth. The sensation of water gliding over your skin brings an unexpected peace. Each dish is a vessel, echoing stories of meals shared and laughter that lingers in the corners of the room. You reach for a plate, its cool, ceramic surface contrasting with the warmth of your hands. Slowly, deliberately, you begin to scrub, watching as the sudsy water envelops the surface, the foamy bubbles dancing with each gentle stroke. With every movement, bring your attention to the present moment. Feel the texture of the plate slip beneath your fingers, the way the sponge glides effortlessly over its shape, removing remnants of the past. The scent of the dish soap rises, sweet and clean, mingling with the delicate aroma of lingering spices from dinner. In this busy world, here exists a simple joy of communion between you and the dish, your hands and the water. As you finish washing the plate, there is a quiet moment of appreciation, a pause that encourages you to notice. A raindrop outside splatters against the window, its gentle cadence joining the melody of your task. The sound, like a heartbeat, reminds you of nature's presence, always changing. You rinse the plate under the cool stream, the water cascading over it like a refreshing shower. It's final cleansing before it finds its place on the drying rack. Next comes a fork, an object often overlooked in its simplicity. Yet here, it resonates, with purpose, each prong etched in memory, the gatherings around shared meals that bring smiles to faces. As you scrub away the residue, allow gratitude to unfurl within you, for nourishment and sustenance, for connection in a world swirling with busy schedules. The metal warms under your touch, a reminder that even the ordinary can sparkle with meaning. And then, the soft clinking sounds of utensils, each gentle clash a harmonious note in the tune of your experience. You pause, taking in the shapes and colors around youth-vitted dishes stacked neatly, waiting in anticipation. This kitchen, this sacred space, pulses with life, and you are at the center, participating in the act of creation, of care. Inhale deeply and allow the warmth of the sun to wash over your shoulders, illuminating your heart. The world outside continues to move at its frantic pace, yet here you are anchored. You notice the busyness of the mind, thoughts flitting like butterflies, fluttering from one worry to another, yet you choose to let them drift. Acknowledge their presence, don't chase them away, but instead behold them with curiosity, like clouds floating across a clear blue sky. The rhythm of your task now embraces you. The gentle rise and fall of your chest as you move from dish to dish, the water, a constant companion. With each rinse, with each scrub, the weight of the day begins to lift. It is as if you're weaving a tapestry of presence, thread by thread, reminding you that each moment is precious. A gift to be unwrapped slowly. You reach for a glass, smooth and fragile, and hold it up to the light. Candy prisms scatter across the kitchen, rainbow droplets dancing on the countertop. A smile flickers across your lips as you consider how this small glass held vibrant drinks full of laughter and clinking cheers during countless gatherings. The stories held within glass walls mirror your own, reflecting both the chaos and the grace of living, of loving, of being. You rinse it gently, your mind quiet, and once it is free of its burdens, you set it aside, allowing it to catch the light, a treasure momentarily freed from its duties. It is in this small act that you find liberation and to surrender to the flow, to the connectedness of all things, both fragile and strong, as you linger in this place. The sun begins its slow descent, casting long shadows that dance across the room. The kitchen, filled with warmth, envelops you a cocoon of gratitude and peace. A moment arises when you recognize that it is not merely the act of washing dishes, but the act of being present to life itself. You are both here and nowhere else, just a soul, embracing the beauty of simplicity. In the stillness, a moment of clarity emerges. With every dish, every spoon, there lies a thread of connection to those who have come before you, those who will come after. Life unfolds as a series of moments strung together like a necklace of pearls. In washing these dishes, you honor each one a meditation on interdependence, on care, on the nourishment that sustains us all. The final plate finds its way into the drying rack as you take a step back. The kitchen is now a quiet sanctuary, the dishes gleaming under the fading light. You take a deep, satisfying breath, allowing the sense of completion to wrap around you like a soft blanket. In this moment of stillness, stillness becomes your guide, a reminder that in the flow of life, amidst the busyness, there is always room for presence, for reflection, for peace. As you stand in the warmth of this moment, breathe into the space of calm that envelops you. Each day is a series of simple acts: washing dishes, greeting the morning sun, sharing a smile. All are invitations to return to the essence of being, reminding you that even in the smallest acts, there dwells a profound stillness. Let this awareness seep into your heart as you carry it forward. Like water flowing gently over stones, a whisper of serenity in the ever-unfolding journey of life. Imagine yourself standing in a quiet kitchen where the world outside seems to fade into the background. The gentle hum of the refrigerator fills the air, a soft reminder of life continuing on. Take a moment to settle into your body, feeling the weight of your feet on the cool tile beneath you. Breathe in slowly, allowing the breath to fill your lungs, and as you exhale, release any tension that lingers. Like a leaf carried away on a gentle stream. Here, in this moment, you are invited to explore the simple act of washing dishes, to feel the textures and scents, the sounds and silence, as they weave together in the tapestry of your day. The sun had settled into a crimson dusk, spilling its warm light through the window and casting a haze over the kitchen sink. The dishes lay before you, remnants of a meal shared, a stack of plates, a few forks, and a saucepan whose surface glimmered like an old starry sky. In this space, they beckoned your attention, inviting you into a meditation of presence. You reach for the sponge, its texture familiar and soothing to your fingertips. So the coolness of the water draws your hand towards it, the droplets rhythmically pattering as they splash against porcelain. With each pass of the sponge against the plate, you can hear the soft whisper of water cascading into the basin, a gentle sigh that matches the breath of the evening. As you begin to scrub, time seems to stretch. The world outside your kitchen is merely a story playing on repeat. You catch a glimpse of the trees swaying outside, their leaves dancing gracefully in the fading light. Each moment becomes a world of its own, the act of washing the dishes blooming into an experience more profound than the task at hand. You focus on the sensations. The warmth of the water wraps around your hands like a comforting embrace, while the soap releases bubbles that rise like tiny orbs of joy. You watch them, round and glistening, catch the light and momentarily hold it before bursting into a cascade of shimmering droplets. There is beauty in this simple act, a reminder that even in the mundane, there exists grace. Your mind begins to wander. Thoughts flit in and out like restless butterflies. A fleeting worry about tomorrow's meeting. It's the memory of laughter from dinner. It's the echo of a conversation from yesterday. You gently acknowledge these thoughts, like clouds drifting across a wide sky, and as they pass, you return to the feel of the sponge in your hand. Each movement becomes intentional. You rinse the plate, noting how the water swirls and cascades, drawing away any remnants of the food. There is a sensation of letting go, a lightness that accompanies the act, as if with each dish washed, a burden is lifted. Your breath flows naturally, in and out, in harmony with the warm water that dances against your hands. The rhythm of your work becomes a meditation. It's punctuated by the low voice of the night creeping in through the open window. A distant car hums softly down the road. The rhythm creates a soothing score to the unfolding moment. The air is tinged with a hint of lavender from the dish soap, grounding you further into this experience, inviting your senses to awake fully to the present. A hint of gratitude bubbles up within you, a recognition of this sanctuary. Here, in the kitchen, surrounded by simple utensils, there is no rush, no judgment, only the quiet presence of awareness. You ponder briefly on the food that nourished you, the hands that prepared it, the laughter shared, and the connection felt. It all floods back in, a river of warmth flowing through you. You lean slightly closer to the sink, feeling the softness of the sponge transitioning between textures, the smoothness of the plates, the cool hardness of glass. Each dish tells its own story, a fusion of lives intertwined over laughter and comfort. As you continue, your mind reflects on how washing these dishes is more than a chore. It is an act of love, a testament to the relationships that breathe life into your home. And then a shift occurs. In the quiet thrum of the water, you feel time begin to dissolve, as if each drop holds the universe within it. Your breath becomes deeper, softer, as the steam rises gently. It curls and twirls, whispering secrets of the moment's grace, inviting you to let go of anything not contained within this sanctuary of now. The dishes seem to sparkle with each wash, catching a light like fleeting memories. You set them in a rack, letting them drip and dry naturally, just as thoughts do in the mind. The acceptance of how things are feels like a balm, cocooning you in an embrace of non-judgment. Each thought, each task, simply is, finishing with the last silverware. You pause for a moment, allowing yourself to feel the weight of this practice, the stillness within the rhythm. As you wipe your hands on the soft towel, there is a shift in the surrounding air. A stillness settles like a snowfall, muffling the chaos of the world outside. On the kitchen table, remnants of dinner linger, a half-empty bowl of fruit. You glance at it, noticing the interplay of colors, vibrant reds, lush greens, and warm yellows, each telling a story of life, nourishment, and time passing. You smile gently, a reminder that in even the simplest of moments, beauty resides. Beneath the surface of routine, insights begin to surface, not as directives or resolutions, but as gentle waves lapping at the shore of your consciousness. You remember that these small acts build the foundation of a mindful life. In the ordinary, the extraordinary often waits quietly to be noticed. You let out a soft sigh, releasing any lingering thoughts, just as you let go of the damp towel. It feels good to be here, rooted in this quiet kitchen, anchored in the present, where time feels both infinite and tender. As the last rays of sunlight slip away, darkness dances into the kitchen, comforting you in its embrace. The world outside continues its busy song, but you remain anchored in this quietude. You take one last deep breath, carrying with you the energy of this moment, a gentle reminder that in every dish washed, every breath taken, lies the vast horizon of the present. In this simplicity, may you find peace even as you step back into a bustling world, forever touched by the dance of steam and silence. In the quiet of a mid-afternoon, a gentle warmth envelops the room, spilling through the window as the sun casts soft, golden rays that dance playfully with shadows. As you settle into this moment, allow your breath to guide you deeper into presence. Inhale slowly, feeling the air fill your lungs, and exhale softly, releasing any thoughts that flutter like leaves in the wind. Here, in this space, you can find the delicate beauty of being fully alive, of simply attending to the world around you, as it is, without rush or worry. Now, imagine a kitchen bustling with the residue of a meal shared, laughter lingering like an echo, reminding you of connection, of togetherness. You find yourself standing before a sink filled with the remnants of that joy, the plates, the utensils, the cups, all waiting patiently, ready to be washed anew. As you approach the sink, the coolness of the porcelain greets your skin, grounding you in this moment. The surface is smudged with traces of what was, remnants of tomato sauce, a splash of olive oil, and perhaps the laughter still locked within the crevices of a well-loved bowl. You turn on the tap, and in that simple act, the sound of water rushing forth fills the room like a soothing melody. The first drop of water cascades down the surface of a plate, creating a ripple that spreads outward, mesmerizing in its simplicity. You watch as it glides along, flowing seamlessly, ebbing and flowing, just like your breath. Each drop tells a story, an invitation to be present to this experience. You place the plate under the stream, allowing the warmth of the water to envelop it, a gentle embrace that washes away the remnants of the meal, as if it is washing away the residue of the day itself. Feel the warmth of the water as it dances across your fingers. Notice how it splashes softly against your skin, its temperature a reminder of vitality. With each plate you lift, you become aware of textures, the smoothness of ceramic here, the roughness of a scrubbing sponge there. You immerse yourself fully in this tactile experience as your hands glide over the surface of the plates, the comforting rhythm of cleaning drawing you deeper into the now. As you engage in this simple ritual, allow your thoughts to drift like the bubbles that rise and burst at the water's surface. A thought arises, perhaps reminiscing about the laughter shared over dinner. Another might surface, fluttering in like a small bird, reminding you of an unfinished task awaiting your attention. You acknowledge each one as they appear, letting them go like leaves drifting on a gentle stream, turning your focus to the rhythm of your breath and the task before you. The sound of water mingles with the soft thud of utensils, clinking against each other, a harmonious symphony of domestic life. You breathe in the delicate scent of soap, mingling with the earthy aroma of the sink, the vapors wafting upward like whispers of all that has been shared. Your mind settles into this sensory experience. Here's the essence of what it means to be alive, engaged in this mundane yet beautiful task. With each plate you wash, reflection emerges, just as these objects have absorbed the nourishment and love of those gathered around the table. So too, can you be aware of the nourishment you bring into your own life? The simple act of caring for the dishes becomes a metaphor for self-care. Each gentle scrub reflects an act of kindness toward yourself, a reminder that nurturing the small things can lead to a life abundant with gratitude. As you move to the next dish, a small cup cradled in your palm, you feel the weight of its familiarity, a vessel for shared moments now shining under the stream of water. Each cup, a vessel of connection, each story told, each memory forged, spilling forth like the water flowing over its surface. Pause for a moment to take this in fully, the beauty of interconnectedness, of being part of something larger. The warmth of the water trails down your arm, urging you to let go of any tension, to surrender into this moment. The sponge glides effortlessly back and forth, round and round, mirroring the cycles of life. You allow yourself to simply be, engaging fully with the sensations, thoughts, and presence, each moment leading gently into the next dot. As you finish washing the last of the dishes, the air fills with a serene quietness. You stand still before the gleaming sink, the water now stilled, its surface mirroring the peace within you. The dishes, arranged neatly upon a dish rack, reflect a small triumph, a small act of love poured into the heart of your home. In the soft glow of the afternoon light, a softness settles within you, a stillness that feels expansive and inviting. You close your eyes briefly, feeling the pulse of life within you, recognizing that this moment, spent amidst the simplicity of caring for those things that serve you, is an opportunity, a chance to appreciate life as it is, unadorned yet profound. As you step back from the sink, your heart feels lighter, like the gentle breeze that rustles the leaves outside. You carry with you the quiet awareness that each action, no matter how small, can be a portal into presence. As you walk away, the stillness of the moment lingers, a reminder that beauty resides in the ordinary, and peace can be found not in the absence of noise, but in the embrace of now. Allow this feeling to wash through you, knowing that in each moment, the dance of droplets continues, an eternal flow of presence, waiting for you to join in. As the first rays of dawn spill softly across your space, take a moment to pause. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the way it invites you further into this moment. Allow the stillness to wrap around you like a warm blanket. It's tranquility. There is a sacredness that beckons. The world outside stirs slowly, but here, you are invited to witness the beauty of simplicity. Here, you can learn to listen to the whispers of your heart, to the subtle unfolding of time, and to the quiet dance of life that takes place in each breath. Let your thoughts settle like leaves upon a still pond, and open yourself to the flow of an ordinary morning dot in a cozy kitchen. Warmed by the embrace of early sunlight, a kettle hums quietly as water heats for tea. Each soft note resonates through the air, reminding you of the simple pleasures that lie in your daily routines. The aroma of jasmine begins to unfurl, wafting gently like a sigh through the small space, inviting you to savor the moment. You find your way to the sink, its porcelain surface like a canvas awaiting the strokes of your hands. Here, you are greeted by a pile of dishes, remnants of yesterday's laughter, meals shared, and stories told, evidence of life well lived. As you fill the sink with warm water, watch the bubbles form and float to the surface, delicate and fleeting, just like thoughts that arise in the quiet of your mind. The water is inviting, gentle warmth embracing your skin as you slide your hands into the ebb and flow of the suds. Each dish tells its own story. The sturdy plate from last night's dinner, the chipped mug cradled in your hands, since your grandmother gifted it to you, the fork that has danced through countless meals. You take a breath, feeling the texture of the dishes beneath your fingertips. Each vessel a connection to moments cherished. The first plate slips from your hands and splashes into the water, sending ripples dancing outward. You notice the sound, the soft plop-going in the stillness. It draws your attention, inviting you deeper into this ritual. As you wash, the resistance of the food residue meets the warmth of the water, and you begin to feel the dance of tension and release. Rinse, scrub, rinse. Each motion becomes a rhythm, a mantra. The spongy texture of the scrubber glides over the surface of the dishes, and with it, thoughts begin to emerge. You might think of the plans you've made, the uncertainties that flutter at the edges of your consciousness. Instead of pushing them away, you observe them, feel their presence like the bubbles that surface and pop, each one leaving a trace behind. You breathe into them as you move from one plate to the next. You notice your body, the way your muscles engage and relax, the subtle sway of your hips as you shift your weight. Feel the groundedness of your feet pressing into the cool floor, rooted in this moment. The world outside might rush by, but here in your kitchen, time stretches, expands, and somehow pauses. The kettle begins to whistle, its song piercing softly through your reverie. You turn, a tender warmth spreading through your heart as you switch off the burner. The moment is perfectly punctuated, an invitation to savor the chaos within the stillness. You pour the steaming tea into your favorite mug, the chipped one, with its stories and characters, its history etched in every imperfection. Heat radiates from the porcelain close to your palms, a transfer of warmth connecting you to the present. You bring the cup to your lips and inhale deeply, a fragrant steam mingling with the jasmine sweetness, the comforting scent wrapping around you lightly, reminiscent of cooked rice, of home, of childlike joy. As the tea touches your lips, the warmth envelops you, and you feel a gentle suffusion of gratitude rise within. You bring the cup back to the sink, and with the plates now resting on a drying rack, you intend to place it down, but in that moment, you pause. Instead of completing the act, you linger for a heartbeat longer, eyes fixed on the quiet glow of sunshine inching through the window, illuminating the dust that dances in the air. Each speck a story, a fragment of the past, each one glistening like the potential of a new day. A moment stretches out, held between longing and contentment. Your heart echoes with the hum of the moment, and you breathe it in, embracing the vibrancy of life. Reflection weaves through your mind, a warmth nudging you toward understanding. Perhaps this is enough, you ponder. Here in this small space, within this ordinary task, lies the essence of everything, the tenderness of being. The moment invites you to notice the simple joys of chirping bird heralding the dawn, the soft rustle of leaves whispering secrets to the breeze, the way light shifts across the walls as the sun rises higher. You sense the texture of your breath, deep, full, alive. You realize that every time you immerse yourself in the mundane, you discover the sacred threads of your presence. And so, reflecting on the quiet labor of washing dishes, your heart swells with an understanding that this practice of slowing down, of being present, is akin to mastering the art of life. The rhythm of the water, the warmth of tea, the narratives of each dish, these are the gentle reminders of what it means to be human, to be vulnerable, to love. The scent of jasmine lingers, and you know you can carry this with you, the peace, born from a single cup of tea in a sink filled with warm water, as you stand amidst the stillness of your kitchen. Allow yourself to sit with this moment just a little longer. In the spaces between thoughts, in the flow of life, peace awaits. Each breath is a gentle reminder of your place in this unfolding tapestry. You are part of the dance of the world, and as you carry this awareness into your day, remember, there's beauty in the ordinary when you choose to embrace it fully. Grounded and serene, you step forward, ready to meet life with an open heart. In the quiet spaces of the mind, there exists a sanctuary that welcomes us, a gentle reminder to close our eyes and breathe. Let your breath flow in and out, like the rhythmic dance of the tides, carrying with it the worries and stresses of the day. With each inhalation, fill your body with the present moment. With each exhalation, release any thoughts that bind you to the past or the future. Allow yourself to settle into the now, where everything is just as it should be, and where the simplicity of being brings forth peace. It was an early morning, the world still wrapped in the embrace of slumber. The sun was a tender whisper, spreading its golden light across the horizon, painting the sky with hues of lavender and soft peach. In the faint stillness, a gentle rain began to fall, tapping lightly against the window pane, a conversation between the earth and the sky. Now, imagine stepping into that day. With each soft footfall, you walk into the kitchen, a sacred space filled with the tender remnants of yesterday's meals. The familiar sights and sounds wrap around you like a comforting blanket. The scent of earthy coffee swirls through the air as you breathe deeply, feeling the warmth of anticipation rising within. You walk towards the sink, the water running clear and cool, embodying the calm of a pristine mountain stream. As you place your hands under the flow, the chilled touch awakens your senses. The sensation brings focus, and you find yourself marveling at how each droplet dances over your fingers. Every bead of water, a tiny pearl of existence. You glance down at the dishes piled before you, a collection of vibrant colors and chaotic shapes. Each dish tells a story, a smiling gathering, laughter shared over meals, moments clinking glasses and whispering secrets. There is beauty in their mess, in their waiting, longing to be clean. You take a breath, a slow, deliberate draw of air that fills you with presence. As you begin, a dish here, a plate there. Allow your hands to immerse in the hot, soapy water. The bubbles rise to the top, delicate orbs reflecting the light like tiny worlds of their own. As you reach for the first plate, you press your fingers against the smooth ceramic, feeling the warmth that lingers from the night before. You begin to wash, tracing the curves and edges with a soft sponge, the rhythmic back and forth becoming a meditative motion. You hear the gentle splash of water, the swish of foam, each sound weaving a fabric of tranquility. In that simple act, you notice a thought flutter by, like a leaf carried by the wind, perhaps a reminder of a task left undone or a worry that creeps in uninvited. You acknowledge it, letting it rest for a moment on the periphery of your awareness rather than pushing it away. With each stroke of the sponge, you choose instead to anchor your focus on the sensations beneath your hands. It's the warmth of the water, the glide of the sponge, the sparkle of sunlight filtering through the window, illuminating the tiny bubbles erupting in a playful ballet. As you rinse the plate under the cool water, you watch as the soap and dirt cascade away, each drop a release, each moment an invitation to start anew. You think of the cycles of life mirrored in this simple act, the washing away of yesterday's remnants, making space for today's possibilities. The water flows freely, without haste, without judgment, just as you can allow yourself to be fluid, resilient, unfolding. You find your mind wandering, perhaps laden with thoughts of what lies ahead. A soft laughter echoes in the back of your memory, the sound of a child racing through puddles, boots splashing joyfully, wonder and curiosity embodied. You bring that energy into the present as you wash the dishes, letting each plate, each cup, each fork carry its own story. As you tread lightly upon the layers of your own narrative, bubbles rise and pop, tiny explosions of joy, and you marvel at how they seem to mirror the moments of experience that flicker and fade away. Are they not like thoughts you ponder, fleeting and beautiful. They come and go, and in their departure, they teach you to appreciate the moments in between. In this recognition, you relish the stillness, space where thoughts gently drift away like clouds, leaving only a serene blue sky behind. As the dishwashing ritual continues, you notice how your breath finds a soothing rhythm, aligning with the ebb and flow of your movements. Each scrub is an expression of care, of thought, of mindfulness. The clatter of a glass in the sink reverberates slightly, echoing the busyness of your heart. You realize that even in this small act of tidiness, there lies the essence of living fully, and so you lose yourself in the task at hand. The water becomes an extension of your being, the dishes an offering to the moment. Splash here, a bubble. There, you immerse deeper in the present, surrendering to the flow. A hint of lavender from a nearby plant drifts into your awareness. Its fragrance hugs the air, grounding you firmly in this symphony of sensations. There is a warmth in the drying. Towels, the texture of fabric whispering against your hands, the gentle reminder of the embrace of a loved one. You absorb these tender moments, absorbing the core of what it means to simply be. For in washing dishes, there is an act of letting go. With every wash, a letting go of clutter, of needless struggles. As the last dish is set aside, the sink gleams, a small oasis of clarity crafted from presence itself. You stand back, surveying the work, and in that moment, there is a fullness. It's an overwhelming gratitude for the simplicity of it all. How often do we rush through the day, failing to notice the beauty in such tasks? But here, in this luminous experience, you find the extraordinary nestled in the ordinary, a subtle truth grounded not in accomplishment, but simply in being, in doing, in living, with the last drop of water still clinging to the edge of the pea. Sink in the air filled with the soft impressions of your labor. A warm rush of contentment envelops you. You take one final breath, filling your chest with the scent of fresh soap and steam. In this pause, you feel the interwoven threads of life, how everything we touch holds memory, joy, and healing. As you step away from the kitchen, you carry this stillness within you, a quiet reminder that each moment, much like those raindrops, is both ephemeral and extraordinary.